This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL, everyone. It's Thursday, June 24th. I'm Tori, dressed as a highlighter.
I love that dress.
All right, let's just get it out of the way. It's very bright.
It shows up different colors on different screens.
I know, and I'm sorry to our director who can't stand this dress. I'm so sorry. It's the last time I'll wear it. I'm with Lindsay and Al. Let's get started. Woo! Talk about a courtroom bombshell, am I right? I'm sure many of you have heard that Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted
More emotional than that, woo?
Woo!
A lot of people were waiting for this day.
It's huge. Britney's day in court, am I right? It lasted almost half an hour. She appeared via Zoom, and she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of her conservatorship, which is different, guys, without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good, and we actually have her voice. Here is some of what Britney Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought maybe I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
She says she cries every single night. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. This is shocking to everyone. Take a look.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Now, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding, and his legal team released this statement saying he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. All right, there's a lot to take in here, but what are your thoughts after finally hearing Britney's truth? Lindsay?
I thought the father might say a little more in his statement. I know you're in the middle of a serious court battle, and so you don't want to go too far and try to put leniency on Britney's side. But hearing her talk specifically about the ways that they're taking advantage in her mind of a woman's body with the IUD and with some of those drugs, like I don't know if you guys understand how strong, what's the drug called?
Lithium.
Is. Yeah, that's ridiculous to be put on against your will. And so when I'm hearing her say that, and then we see her on Instagram, and people still have jokes when she goes on Instagram and she's like dancing freely, but this sounds like a very poised, stern, adamant person that's like, listen, I've had enough. I'm grown. Please let me out of this. I feel like I'm in jail. And so it kind of like gave me chills to hear her in that way, just be so firm and adamant. And I just wonder what the court's going to do, because a lot of this argument is about finances and less about feelings and some of the other emotional things she's talking about. So I think a lot of people, even Justin Timberlake, who hasn't really chimed in the situation, is saying, if you're not on Britney's side right now, then what are you doing? And so I think when you get to that point, it's time to really just stand up for her.
I completely agree. Al, what do you think?
I mean, Lindsay, you said, you know, when we heard from her, and as she was speaking, I was like, I don't know how many times I've even heard her speak. I call myself a fan of hers. You don't hear from her. You don't hear her side. You just hear rhetoric from whatever side wants to be heard from. And like you said, she sounded poised. She sounded like she was
coherent.
with it. And honestly, a lot of people in this country will struggle with mental health from time to time. That doesn't mean that all your rights get taken away. If that was the case, almost everybody would be under the conservatorship of somebody at some point in their life. So this just seems like, along with that strangely vanilla statement from her father, like, I don't know if I would have my lawyer responding to my daughter. Right. Especially with these kind of charges against me. So I think that there needs to be some serious court intervention here on her side at this point.
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I watched her Instagram. She sounds way different on Instagram, like way up here, more like manic a little bit. And here was very cogent, very clear. I do want to let people know, when people are incompetent, really incompetent, a conservator is supposed to help. And sometimes they do get invasive and say certain things like, you can't have children. I have an issue with that, because that feels like sort of forced sterilization in a way, but that is sometimes what happens in the court. It just doesn't seem like it's justice.
But they don't say
here.
You can't stain your cabinets.
No.
Like her father. That's the overstepping that kind of like raised the red flag for me.
I agree. The other thing she said is she showed a video of her dancing at a concert she never wanted to be at, saying, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm super hot. I have 102 fever. And she said her father would make her perform even if she was really, really sick. Wow. So interesting discussion. Let us know what you thought. It was interesting to hear her voice. Well, celebrities, like Lindsay said, were quick to show their support for Britney after her shocking statement in court. Mariah Carey was one of the first celebs to tweet out a message of support to the singer, writing, "We love you, Britney. Stay strong." Andy Cohen also had Britney's back. He defended her on his show. Take a look at this.
Britney, after the courage you showed today, you are 100% stronger than yesterday. And Jamie, if you want to make money in the future, I suggest you better work. Say it with me, audience. Free Britney!
Wow. She did make it clear, by the way, that it's her money putting a roof over her father's head, just so you know. Speaking on Sky News, Perez Hilton also apologized for making fun of Britney back in the day. Have a look.
I know that I did not express myself as well as I could have. I didn't lead with empathy and compassion, which thankfully it seems like most people now are understanding the severity of Britney's situation, but I absolutely apologize and carry just deep shame and regret.
Wow. But everyone is talking about what Britney's ex, JT, or Justin Timberlake, had to say about her statement. He tweeted this, quote, "After what we saw today, we should all be supporting Britney at this time, regardless of her past, good and bad. And no matter how long ago it was, what's happening to her is just not right."
Was he talking about Britney or Janet?
Interesting. Jess and I send our love and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live. That's interesting. Selective tweeting there by some JT. What do you think about that, Al?
I think you heard me.
One thing at a time.
You know what, Lindsay? It's like, you didn't speak up all these years. I think we're good now.
You don't think he should have spoken up?
I don't think so. I don't, now that it's kind of popular and he's got somebody, I mean, it's tough to speak up, to be the first person to speak up. When Michelle Obama's like, yeah, free Britney, everybody, yeah, of course. It's just so interesting that we, for as much as what Perez did at the time, I think, was willful and malicious. At least he came out and said it, but there were millions of people laughing as well. A lot of late night host viewers. So I hope people understand how serious this is, Lindsay.
I'm glad that Justin included his wife in the statement, because I was kind of like, okay, don't you overstepping kind of. But also, I think that it's important that when we look at celebrities, a lot of times we watch their rise to fame and we celebrate it, and we watch their downfall and people celebrate that as well. And this is like one of those times where it didn't matter if you liked Britney or hated her. Like, this is a terrible situation to watch play out. And so I think everybody who was celebrating or maybe laughing at some of her downfall, or was super on the Britney train and riding the wave when she was the most popular artist out, is really reflecting on that time and thinking about how her life has played out up until this point in her 30s. And they're like, wow, this is a sad situation, because that childhood fame, and she had it since being young, is like one of those things that affects you and can bring you to your knees basically in front of everybody. So watching this is just
Lindsay,
terrible.
Let me ask you this. I know we don't have a ton of time. Did you think it was weird at the time that everybody seemed to take so much joy at this girl?
That's the
I know
culture,
she was
though.
a woman.
That's the culture.
But I'm 43. She was a girl, and she was falling apart on TV. And everybody thought it was hilarious. Like, where does that come from?
Yeah, I watch every time we do that to a celebrity, and I really try to just make sure that I don't jump in on those conversations or think about what I'm saying now. I think we're in a more woke situation on television.
Different, I think.
But I think at the time, when Perez Hilton first came out, that was the culture.
It was just
like,
called
let's
celebrity
be
gossip.
Right. I bookmarked Perez Hilton. I'll admit to it, and I think that's shameful too. And I'm glad he's apologizing. I am too. Quickly, one of her songs, "Lucky," she always says she's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart every night. And it's like,
Hopefully
I wonder.
she says it better than that.
Well, I get the point that Tori was trying to make.
Yelling it through a bus window.
Coming up on DBL, rapper Trick Daddy comes for Beyonce, maybe Al, the disc that has the beehive buzzing.
Is that Al?
Yeah, no, and ready to sting. Plus, cracking down on childhood obesity by banning junk food ads. DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea?
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue. In many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed. And the pace of filling those jobs is somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. So we've all heard about the obesity crisis and how Americans have gotten heavier and thicker this century. I always feel like it's aimed at me. But it's not only happening here, it's also happening overseas. And now the UK has come up with a new way to combat the problem. So they're set to announce a ban on junk food ads, both online and on TV, before 9 p.m. The ban will include any products deemed to be high in fat, salt, and sugar. So you will not see a juicy burger and fries or even ice cream ads. But do you think banning junk food ads will really change the way people actually eat?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
And
Tell us what.
Usually I would be against this kind of thing, but since I've been pregnant, like I see a fry, I go get a fry. And I think that I have fell back into my childhood mindset. And also we have Colin's daughter staying with us who's 9, and she sees a hot dog, wants a nasty hot dog. So I'm just like, oh my God, like this is so accurate for me in this moment right now. I can understand why I don't want to look at that, because if I see, I guess, a salad, you know, I might not eat a salad, but I might try.
How long did you wait in line for an In-N-Out burger?
Oh my gosh, like an hour and a half in the beginning of my pregnancy. I was craving it so bad.
No.
I might be embarrassing. I told you, right? I ate Popeyes on a plane. Things happen.
But I mean, I don't think this will work because you can advertise it after 9 o'clock. It's like, when do you think most junk food is consumed? Like, the people aren't going to Taco Bell for breakfast.
Yeah, but you're not getting mommy, 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 daddy, 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 buy me this, this, this.
And they might have eaten hopefully by 9 o'clock, you know.
Do you think kids have not eaten pizza before? They're aware of it.
But it's subliminal. I think she's right. Subconsciously, I think if you see the ice cream, the pizza, the cheeseburgers, that's what you crave instead of actually thinking of like opening your mind to a different type of food.
Is this hurting somebody's business that opened up a pizzeria? Is this limiting their ability to advertise?
100%, but is it limiting your country's ability to live because of the epidemic of obesity?
So are we going to see the same thing with alcohol?
Or tobacco?
Do you see a lot of alcohol commercials during the day?
Yeah, have you seen a pro football game? They got a couple on.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about...
That's a good point. I don't watch too many sports, but I understand.
Cigarettes have been...
And I know you don't. Her buddy plays pro ball, and she's like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, he's really good. She's like, okay.
I'm happy for anybody with any success that they want.
You're clearly not in it for the fame.
No.
Like, I don't know. Who's he playing for?
But don't you think it's worked with smoking? You don't see people in movies like this. You don't see anyone in an ad actually smoking.
And you see signs and messages that how bad it is. So you have to go out of your way if you're still a smoker to be like, okay, I'm going to ignore all these truth ads and still go get a cigarette knowing all these side effects that it has. So maybe with the food industry, we can do a little better because this nation is morbidly obese.
It's out of control. I mean, I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just wondering if it does limit other people's ability to advertise, and then what falls into the category of this is bad for you, this is
right.
not.
It's called compromise, people.
What about Snickers?
You know what? That's allowed. Coming up on DBL, Trick Daddy disses Beyonce, the insult that has the Beehive trying to cancel the rapper.
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost 56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. Rapper Trick Daddy is coming under fire over comments he made about Beyonce. Bless you, David. Trick Daddy was speaking on the social media site Clubhouse, which is everywhere, by the way. And he was speaking about Beyonce's vocal abilities. Now, he had less than flattering things to say. Let's take a listen.
Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write music, and Betty could sing her. So Beyonce can't sing.
Oh, I can't believe he said that. That prompted Beyonce's Beehive, or Bayhive, to trash his restaurant online, many giving it a 1-star review. Some wrote, quote, the service was so bad and the food was so subpar they can't even sing. And, quote, the food was appalling and the lemonade, on the other hand, was divine. I get it. Lemonade, Beyonce's album. I get it.
There you go.
Trick Daddy was responded to the Beehive backlash saying he was just giving his opinion and that he grew up with roaches and is more afraid of roaches than bees.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of insects. What do you think of him and Beyonce's fans like coming? What do you think of the Hive?
Well, they're aggressive, but I have nothing to say about them. You guys are some beautiful people. The bigger point is that Trick Daddy, like, I don't understand why he's just like double dutching his behind into conversations that are unnecessary. Like, why are you, Jay-Z and Beyonce do nothing for music. Okay, that can be your idea. He also talked about Jay-Z not being a great rapper, but in the last 2 years alone, Beyonce has helped out flood victims with her Be Good Foundation. Jay-Z has helped out victims of police violence in several different ways, quietly. And so why are you choosing to punch upwards when nobody's thinking about Trick Daddy in particular right now? Was really confusing to me. I know he might have been asked a question on Clubhouse or doing his thing on Clubhouse, but why?
But why?
It's like, what's the basis?
What's the reward you get from this?
Why does he have to keep his mouth shut? See, that's the problem I have. Lindsay, when I think about Jay-Z fandom, I think about you and myself. We're both big fans.
I am as well.
I am a big fan.
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah, I love
What's your favorite
Jay-Z.
song?
I really, you know what? I know all the lyrics to But a Blank Ain't One. I got 99 Problems.
Okay.
Solid choice.
Yes, that'll stick with me forever. But honestly, you know, I don't agree with what Trick Daddy said, but, you know, I was in Miami when he was popular.
Is he big? I don't know. Trick Daddy.
He's huge, and
Okay.
he started a lot of that down south, combining the black band music, the black college band music with hip hop. He started all that in the late '90s with Slip and Slide Records. So I'm just saying, when you get inside, when you start having these conversations where somebody should keep their mouth shut, we're getting into very murky waters about who can have an opinion and who can't. And I don't want to have an opinion on the Bayhive because I don't want them to come for us. But then I can't make a comment about Joe Rogan. His his audience could come for us. What if I say something about Tucker Carlson? His audience can come for us.
I think there's a way that he said the MFer can't sing. That's what he said. That's a different statement than just like, okay, she, you know, we're still my favorite singer in the world. She's no Whitney Houston. Fair. That's a fair conversation to have. You love a different artist, but saying the MF can't sing.
But I agree.
Just like, lyrics?
I'm just saying, like
that's like using the word "there" for him. Like that's how he talks.
I just want to ask, and I ask this with politeness. I want to be clear: is the Beehive bullying people at this point? And I say that with all due respect, but is that a bullying?
I feel like I can't even answer it, but yes.
There you go.
If somebody's scared to talk, I mean, yes.
I don't think he's scared of the bees, he said, so it's not bullying.
Interesting discussion. Up next on DBL, get ready for some sweet, sweet deals. We'll be right back with Deal Blast. That was for you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed. Putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium as fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking, a ting, ting, ting sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. You guys ready? Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that everyone needs this summer when you're working out or out and about on the go. It's the JVC sweat-resistant wireless sports clip headphones. The ear clip design means that these headphones won't fall out while you're out and about running. And normally, they're as much as $40. But we've got them for only $10, saving up to 75%.
Thank you. Guess what? I've started power walking. I will be purchasing.
Next up, I've got the perfect set of items to help you look your best this summer. It's the Brookstone 2-piece cleansing set with ultrasonic brush and pore cleanser. So this set features a powerful suction that helps remove dead skin cells and blackheads. And the ultrasonic brush is up to 30 times more hygienic than manual cleansing. Normally it's as much as $80.
Okay.
But we've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
I just like suctioning out those blackheads.
Now, Tori, something that can be really irritating is muscle pain. Well, this IQ massager mini tens an EMS unit with belt and slippers will help you feel better and get you back in the game. And the slippers are great for kicking back and relaxing. So normally this set is as much as $200.
Yeah, it's high tech.
We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 86%.
I call that savings shocking.
I love that. Lastly, I have something that is needed in every bedroom for a comfortable night's rest. It's the Certa white goose feather and down blanket. It's made with 100% cotton and it's certified by the American Down and Feather Council. Normally it's as much as $140 to $205.
They're always pricey.
We've got it between $39 to $59.
You guys,
saving up to 70%.
This is a round of applause is what this is. That's brilliant. Thank you, Stephanie. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone in your slippers. Thank you so much, Steph. I love Deal Blast. Let me ask you a question. In summer, do you guys change your linens to be like a new bed?
Yeah.
Like a whiter, brighter, like something a little lighter.
Just the fabric. Like I usually go from like heavy cotton to something lighter.
Wow.
Definitely. You can't be
I change it for the winter, like to that cotton
The flannel?
jersey knit. But
not the best.
Summer I go back to like the
linen
cooler things. But I don't change my whole duvet cover. Do you?
Yeah, I try and make it a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
gotta get
guys.
into that.
I appreciate that. All right, DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Come on,
Al,
Al, wave.
Wave, higher, Al, higher.
I don't want to go that high. It's weird.
The last few years, a lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes, or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. It could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
For the first time, we're hearing Britney Spears' truth.
It was very threatening and scary.
The shocking details of her conservatorship as a lawyer joins our panel to break down what's next. Plus, what Justin Timberlake is saying in her defense. Cracking down on childhood obesity by banning junk food ads? DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea? And Jennifer Aniston opens up about her relationship with ex Brad Pitt. Are they really friends?
There's no oddness at all.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 24th. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started. So everyone has an opinion on Britney Spears. I'm sure you guys all saw what happened yesterday. Talk about a courtroom bombshell. As I'm sure many of you heard, Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted almost half an hour. Appearing via Zoom, she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of the conservatorship without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good. Here is just some of what Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought maybe I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
Wow. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. Listen.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding. His legal team released this statement saying, quote, he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. So there's a lot to take in here, a lot to unpack. But what are your thoughts about finally hearing Britney Spears' truth? And I just want to say, like, heartbreaking, right? Heartbreaking to really understand. You can hear the angst in her voice, but what a juxtaposition from the Britney that we see on Instagram that seems, you know, a lot of people, not clinicians here, would say that she just seems a little bit off on her Instagram. Here, she seemed here she seemed very clear, very concise, very authoritative. What did you think, Tori?
Man, I thought it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad. It's really, really bad. When you're talking about having an IUD, if you guys don't know what that is, it's to prevent, it's birth control, and it has to be inserted inside the woman. Sorry to be graphic, but it's so invasive to have that sterilization basically put on you. I think she has a super case. I think she's not going to not be able to be evaluated. She wants to be able to be considered without a conservator, without evaluation. That's never in a million years going to happen. But she certainly got her voice heard for the first time. And my favorite part is when she said, they need to be reminded, my family. I put the roof over their head. They work for me. I want my own money, and I want it now.
Yeah, before you respond, Al, because I can see you about to jump in, but you just brought up money. He makes, according to those documents, $16,000 a month, Jamie Spears, as her conservator. She's been given an $8,000 a month allowance.
$2,000 a week.
So he's making double the amount of her money being her conservator.
I just, you know, there are just so many things to unpack here. I mean, starting with the IUD, it seems like that's less about her being able to reproduce, but more about her not having any more kids that can have a claim to the stake of her fortune. It seems like everything here that should be related to loving your daughter is coming down to dollars and cents, and it seems like it has for a long time. I'm not a lawyer. We have one coming on, but I am a lawyer of common sense. I would hope so. And I think there's a lot of Americans that suffer worse from mental health that don't have a conservatorship. She sounded eloquent. She sounded concise, Jeff.
Coherent.
She was articulate and coherent in how she felt and how she wanted things to proceed. And I could not see a court saying that this is a person that's not capable of taking care of themselves, with maybe some help, but not somebody with complete control over their life, including their reproductive system.
Well, if you're basing it off of this statement, maybe, right? But you don't get put on lithium for no reason.
You don't get put in a conservatorship where you're not allowed to have children for no reason. You don't. Listen, she did misspoke and she called her IUD an ID. I don't know if she just misspoke or she didn't know the difference. I don't know. I don't know where she's coming from. I think Britney is under control. That's out of her control, right?
It's extreme.
It's extreme. But all these things stem from some sort of reason. This isn't just all made up for no reason. She needs to be in a conservatorship. I want to stress the point that she is never, ever going to be out of the conservatorship without being evaluated.
That
That's
won't
what she
happen.
wants.
That
That's
won't
not
happen.
going to happen.
Correct.
But someone needs to look after her finances clearly.
Well, let's bring in our attorney here, our legal expert, veteran trial lawyer, Mark Eiglarsh, and friend of the show. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL. So, Mark, heartbreaking to hear this. I know that a lot of emotion is in play. Maybe that's not, according to you, maybe that doesn't matter to the judge, but let's start with what Britney asked the court for. What are the chances that the judge will end the conservatorship without Britney being evaluated?
Almost zero. In fact, her chances of ending the conservatorship and freeing Britney in this round is about equal to my chance of finally playing in the NBA. And just so we're clear, in spite of my youthful appearance, I'm 53, I'm 5'8" on a good day, and I can't pass or dribble the ball. So the reason why is because you don't get something unless you ask for it. The petition in front of this judge is not to end this hold on her, but just to swap out her dad for someone else. You don't walk into McDonald's and expect a filet mignon. It's not on the menu.
I don't know, Mark. I know you're the expert here, but will the emotions play in at all? Will the judge sit back and say, wow, I see a very angry, distraught person, whether it's a new conservator or not? Will that play in her emotional side? Because we've never heard that side before.
Well, of course. I mean, judges are not robots. They're also not immune to the folks outside the courtroom, the big movement, the pitchforks. Judges feel all that, right? But the judges have to follow the law. And in front of the judge is a petition for a very specific legal request. And the judge will make a decision on whether her father should be swapped out or not. And there's precedent too. So the issue then becomes not how she feels necessarily about her dad, but has he acted in her best interest? Has her finances increased? How she's doing financially will become the key centerpiece of what the judge decides.
I know what you're saying, Mark. It's Tori here, but I also think she wanted to get her voice heard. It doesn't matter legally. She got it out there. So in that sense, I think that was helpful. I wanted to ask you this.
Yes.
She described some of the ways of being treated. To me, I'm not an attorney. It sounded criminal, okay? Like having an IUD, as we said, invasively against her will, put inside of her body. Does that matter in court? Is that legal?
The answer is it is, because someone deemed that she cannot make these decisions for herself. Someone has exclusive control over her personal decisions, and separately, someone else has control over her finances. So the answer is yes, someone can do that. But I've got to add some fuel to all of your fire, okay? I want you to picture someone who has severe dementia. Picture someone who has a stroke, a massive stroke. Picture someone who's in a coma. That's who gets this type of treatment.
Right.
That's who gets this legal conservatorship over them, not someone who can speak, write, go on world tours, produce albums, all the things that she's doing. It's absurd.
Wow.
Mark, in your opinion, after saying that,
that's coming from an attorney.
Right. Do you believe at all that she will 100% be out of a conservatorship at some point?
Well, first, I'm talking like a lawyer, first, she has to ask for it. It has to be in a petition. That's not what they're arguing today. So that's number one. Someone has to petition the court to do that. Secondly, yes, I believe so. But here's the thing. We don't know what we don't know. You alluded to it earlier. They don't put someone on lithium generally for nothing. And we know that in 2008, she wasn't in a good place. And she has tried to petition the court over the years and has not prevailed. So the question is, what don't we know? Still, though, in the worst case scenario, I'm not sure if it continues to justify the control over her life that they've shown.
Wow. I'm so glad that we got the clarification from you, Mark. Honestly, I wish that you could be a part of our panel more often. We adore you. Thank you for joining us here on DBL. For more information on Mark, go to speaktomark.com. happybychoice.com. He's also got a fantastic book, one of my faves, on happiness called Be Happy by Choice. You can get it wherever books are sold. Again, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, brother.
We'll be
My
right
pleasure.
back.
Love you guys.
Love
Take care.
ya.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue, in many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed, and the pace of filling those jobs somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. We just did a deep dive into the legal side of Britney Spears' conservatorship saga. But the other huge aspect of this story, of course, is her mental health. So joining us live is our very own medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. So, Doctor, many armchair experts are quick to give an opinion on Britney's mental health. But as a medical professional, when you hear a grown woman pleading for her freedom, as we heard Britney do so passionately, what do you make of it?
You know, two things really bother me about the Britney Spears story. The first is the length of this conservatorship, 2008 to 2021. Now, as medical professionals, when we admit somebody to the hospital, 72 hours is what we get. And with court orders, we get up to 3 months. So the fact that it's been ongoing for this long disturbs me, because bipolar, if she does have it, is a waxing and waning disease. It's not like she's had it the entire time and she needs this. The second thing that bothers me about this, you guys, is the absence of medical information. Where's the data? Where's her physician's assessments? How often is she being assessed? Who's assessing her? What does her psychiatric team believe is going on with her? Without that, I'm just really disturbed by the situation.
Let's talk about lithium, because I mentioned it earlier. It's a strong drug. It made her, in her words, drunk and unable to communicate. What is lithium and what does it do to you?
So lithium has been around for decades. We've been using it for decades. It's used for people that have bipolar disorder, which means they get manic episodes and then they get depressed, or for psychosis, actually. So it works really well to treat those. And for most people, Jeff, they don't really feel anything. They feel better because it gets rid of the psychosis. But the thing with lithium is that it has a very narrow treatment window. So you can very quickly cross over from therapeutic, meaning it's doing a good thing, to toxic. Wow. And when it becomes toxic, it can have some of the side effects that Britney alluded to. It can make you feel like you're drunk, give you headaches. In the worst case scenario, it can cause cardiac arrhythmias, seizures, and even coma.
Wow.
Well, Doc, it's like, I feel like just as a society, we're just starting to talk about mental health now. We're seeing athletes, celebrities coming out talking about it. And that means that we don't know that much about it. I think a lot of people have opinions, but we don't know that much. So just me asking and hopefully asking for our audience, when is it okay or allowed for like a medical institution to give somebody medicine against their will?
Such an important question because it's very tricky. For everything we do, we usually consent, right? Whether it's an IUD or whatever procedure. But when we label somebody as having a mental health disorder, and that's why I want to be sure that the medical community is involved in this label, then you've taken away those rights. And we say they don't have insight. In other words, they don't know what's going on, and therefore they're not capable of making those decisions. But that is a medical decision. That's not a legal decision. That's not a decision to be made by her guardians or her conservators or what have you. So I think that's really important. The other piece of this is we can't let mental health be something that stigmatizes people for life. Once you get that label, you're never capable of making a decision for yourself. And that's the other part of the precedent that's bothering me about this case, is that really what we've done here, Al.
Yeah, because it's almost like they made the decision back then, which maybe was appropriate back then. We don't know. But then 13 years later, has there been any sort of follow-ups? Like, it's heartbreaking.
And it almost seems like it doesn't behoove the people that are in control of the conservatorship to have it looked at, because they're getting $16,000 a month, so why would they want that changed?
It really gives me a different perspective talking to Mark from a legal standpoint and talking to a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
Both
it gives me a total, Al as well, but it gives me a totally different perspective on what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's important because we can all just like read the headlines and hear the emotional plea from Britney, and of course it's going to tug at our heartstrings, but it's great to also hear further validation and clarification from Dr. Coley and Mark Iglarsh.
And Al.
Well, and every single one of us could have mental health diagnosis, right?
I do. So what's going to happen? Like if I were to ever, God forbid, something were to happen to Mark and I, would that be used against me? Because I have mental health, a number of mental health problems. So it's scary. It really is scary. I really hope that Britney and her dad can make this work somehow. Coming up on DBL, Harry and Meghan get the lifetime treatment. We've got a first look at a new made-for-TV movie about their life, and a new plan in the UK is hoping to curb childhood obesity by banning junk food ads. DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea?
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. So we've all heard about the obesity crisis and how Americans have gotten heavier and thicker this century, but it's not only happening here, it's also happening overseas. And now the UK has come up with a new way to combat the problem. They're set to announce a ban on junk food advertising, both online and on TV, before 9 p.m. The ban will include any products deemed to be high in fat, salt, and sugar. So you're not going to see a juicy burger and fries or even ice cream ads. But do you think banning junk food ads will really change the way people actually eat? In fact, during the break, we were asking Dr. Coley to please stick around because you're going to have more insight on this than any of us. Do you think this will actually help curb obesity?
So, on one hand, I'm torn because I love pizza and it was such a big part of my childhood growing up eating those types of foods. But on the other hand, the incidence of childhood obesity here in the United States, 19%, you guys, which means 1 out of 5 of our children are obese. And I think early intervention is key. So think about it like a train heading towards a destination. You change the trajectory just slightly today, it's going to end up in a whole different place in 20 or 30 years. And so I do think this is an effective way because in a way it's a subliminal message that children get. They don't know between good and bad or long-term implications, and our lifestyle nowadays enables us to reach for junk food more than healthier types of foods. So I think this would help. It certainly wouldn't hurt, in my opinion.
Well, go ahead.
I just want to say, why do you think it's so taboo to talk about it? Because I looked up a stat that said 40% of Americans are obese.
That's right.
That's a huge number. Why is it so taboo?
And it's climbing.
And if you mention if you mention weight, people associate it with body shaming. And then all of a sudden I get shamed because I've talked about obesity on the show and I've gotten a lot of flack for that. When do you think it's a good point to step in and tell Americans we need to do something about our eating habits?
Especially as a doctor, I'm sure it's...
I think it's so much denial, Jeff. In almost every visit, my last 5 minutes is devoted to people's weight. And that's the time they don't want to hear it, or they get upset, or they get defensive, to your point, because we've really conflated the two. Body image and obesity are not the same thing. We're talking about this from a medical point of view, and we all have to embrace the fact that even if some of us are thin, we could still be unhealthy. Right. So we really have to separate that association and really, I think, remove that ideal that we have of a thin person being the image of healthy, because even if you have a little extra weight on you, you could still be healthy if other things are good. So I think having the conversation over and over again and really emphasizing to people, I do it as a medical professional, but even doing it to our friends, you're not calling them fat, you're worried about their health, and it's important to have that discussion.
As you get older.
Yes. What would you say to people that say, yeah, I'm aware of McDonald's, but McDonald's is much cheaper? I think organic grapes are like $9.
Yeah,
so
you live in a
sometimes
food
you can get a
desert, that's all you
$5
got.
footlong or a $5 ready pizza.
Right.
When I was a broke comic, that's what I ate, and it showed on my body. So I think economics is a part of this that we're not talking about.
It's a huge part, and until we fix that, we cannot solve the problem. And if you look at obesity by socioeconomic status, or looking at it even by race, there's obviously a much higher incidence, several-fold higher, in people who are disadvantaged economically or those who are certain races. So I think the system has to do stuff, we have to do some stuff, and then people themselves have to make up their mind. But I think the commercials are just one way in which we can change the messaging, the education, and start to have that discussion in a different way. So I would say let's swap out the McDonald's commercials for other commercials educating people about obesity and its risks.
All right.
I love it.
Or tequila commercials.
I'm glad we asked you to stick around.
Low-fat tequila.
Right? Justin Timberlake gives his take on the Britney Spears conservatorship battle, what he's saying in her defense.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking, a ting 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 sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. As many of you have probably heard, a building near Miami partially collapsed overnight. At least one person is dead and another 51 people are still missing. Wow. Surveillance footage caught the moment it happened, and as you can see, the entire middle portion of the building comes crashing down. Then the far side of the building collapses as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there. This is surreal. It reminds me of 9/11. I know you can't compare the two, but just seeing a whole building potentially with people in it is just devastating.
The fact that one person died is amazing, though. Seeing that destruction.
If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube, chat with other viewers, leave your comments, and be a part of our DBL Nation. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. We're continuing the conversation about Britney's day in court, the celebrities who are coming forward to support her, including her ex, Justin Timberlake, plus Harry and Meghan's royal exit recreated. We've got a first look at their new Lifetime movie.
A lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. It could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with my friends Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started because first of all, if you guys have not tuned in, if you guys are just now tuning in, I think it's important to note that the first half almost of the show we really did dedicate to unpacking Britney Spears, and we had an attorney, we had a mental health professional. So now we're going to get more into the celebrity, but if you want to learn more, because we all learned a lot from the attorney and from Dr. Piaocoli, I strongly advise that you go to our YouTube. I'm sure we'll be posting those clips soon. So Britney Spears' shocking revelations in court have us all talking today, but now we're going to focus on some of the celebrities and how they've shown their support for Miss Spears. Mariah Carey was one of the first celebs to tweet out a message to the singer writing, "We love you, Britney, stay strong." And Andy Cohen also had Britney's back. He defended her on his show. Watch.
Britney, after the courage you showed today, you are 100% stronger than yesterday. And Jamie, if you want to make money in the future, I suggest you better work. Say it with me, audience. Free Britney!
And speaking on Sky News, Perez Hilton also apologized for making fun of Britney back in the day. Have a look.
I know that I did not express myself as well as I could have. I didn't lead with empathy and compassion, which thankfully it seems like most people now are understanding the severity of Britney's situation. But I absolutely apologize and carry just deep shame and regret.
But everyone is talking about what Britney's ex, Justin Timberlake, had to say about her statement. He tweeted, quote, "After what we saw today, we should all be supporting Britney at this time, regardless of our past, good and bad, and no matter how long ago it was. What's happening to her is just not right. Jess and I send our love and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live." Okay, so a lot of people, Al, are saying that they did not want to hear from Justin Timberlake, considering that they believe he's been complicit in isolating Britney and, you know, talking about their sex life when he did on radio shows, blah, blah, blah. Do you think it was appropriate for Justin Timberlake to offer support?
Well, there's a saying, Sam, better late than never, but I don't know if I agree with that. I think Justin's had a chance to step up not only for Britney, but for Janet, because we talk about cancel culture now. I mean, what happened to Janet Jackson, having her garment torn from her body, and she disappears, and Justin's star rises. I mean, we haven't heard from him on any of those issues. He was very jocular in that interview, talking about their sex life. And for him to come with a couple of tweets and now everything's all good, I don't know, playa.
Wow. Fair statement about the Janet thing. I hadn't thought of it, to be honest. As soon as I said it earlier.
Who else could get away with what he has?
I hadn't thought.
He has skated, bro.
Do you think that was set up, though, or do you think that was an accident?
I saw that when it happened, whatever it was. Whatever it was, it very well could have been an accident, but I don't know how dancing and choreo. I've never seen it happen before or since. That's what I'll say about that in terms of dancing. Maybe we can get a choreographer to happen. But if it was an accident, wouldn't you think they'd both be like, "Oh my gosh, I was doing this maneuver where I take her jacket off and that happened"? Everybody would be like,
He
"Cool."
didn't speak out
but there was just
at all.
nothing.
He was silent.
That was the weird thing.
Silence.
What did you think about just the celebrity outreach for Britney?
I don't, it's nice, but where were you when that was all going down in 2008?
Yeah.
Things like that, right? It's nice to give your condolence, or not, that's not the right word. It's nice to give your appreciation for Britney now, but how much are you really helping and how much did you contribute to that? I feel like I contributed to that,
did too.
right? Like back in the day, that was a joke. Even now when you see her on her Instagram, I have my own thoughts with my wife. I'm like, wow, it doesn't look great. You know what I mean? So I think we're all part of the problem in some form, but it doesn't necessarily mean, again, you should be canceled in some sort of way or
My
anything.
homepage was Perez Hilton. Like that was the culture, and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh, and I apologize as well, even though I'm not.
But that was the time.
That was it.
And we've all grown, thank goodness, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, we all wish Britney the absolute best. So Jennifer Aniston is opening up about that famous interaction with her ex, Brad Pitt, during the Fast Times at Ridgemont High table read. Remember that last fall? Here it is again, just in case you forgot.
Hi, Aniston.
Hi, Pitt.
How you doing?
Good, honey. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
So speaking on the Howard Stern show, Jen responded to fans who thought that there was more behind the exchange. Have a listen.
Brad and I are buddies, like we're friends, and we speak, and there's no oddness or at all, except for everyone that probably watched it and was wanting there to be, or assuming there to be.
It's the dream. We all just want them to get back together.
Why?
What is behind that?
Because I think it's, to be honest, and this was probably put in my head by society and Disney movies, it's that the prince and the princess that are at the top of the magic mountain find each other again. They've both been hurt. They've both done bad things, but they find each other again.
What did she do wrong? He's the one.
What movie is that?
He's the one that... He's the
Your
one
kid's
that,
sitting there like, what's going on here?
Yeah, my kids didn't watch that one.
He's the one that allegedly, I mean, I don't even know if I have to say allegedly, cheated on her
For sure.
with Angelina Jolie.
Correct.
I mean, that'd be hard to get over in a marriage, right? Not only did your husband betray you or your partner betray you, but with this gorgeous co-star. That's like any actor's worst fear.
It's true.
So good for her for forgiving him, but I don't know if... I guess you can move on and become buddies with that person after you've been scorned.
Do you think that you would be able to do that?
Immediately, no. But are you kidding me? I would want to murder Mark.
Wow, that's some evidence right there if something goes down.
Exactly.
I'm speaking figuratively,
of course,
not literally.
Hypothetically,
I would be so hurt and so angry, especially that we have kids involved. They did not have kids involved, so that's a plus for them. But then over time, I don't know if I'd ever be able to forgive that person. But I would like to hope I would.
And you will probably in 10, 12 years be able to say hello.
Yeah,
which is really
but they're
what
not.
that
But
was.
she's saying they're buddies. That's
yeah,
a hard.
I don't know if I could go grab a drink with someone that
I think
literally
buddies is
betrayed
not a
me.
nice way
I
to
think
put
they
it.
went through something so unique that no one else could really relate to that, and the scrutiny of the media and things like that. That's something that they shared together. That'll never go away. The hurtness, the broken heart, time heals all wounds.
True.
But I think now they have something that, like, man, we were a part of history, literally. And now them being friends, they still get media hype. And I don't think Ben and Jen help out either, because they got back together. So I think now the bars are paranoid.
Reunited.
It could still happen.
So good.
But I don't think Ben and Jen had a cheating scandal attached. That's the difference.
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Clearly she won because she pointed at you.
I know, it's like a point.
Win. I just think there's a difference when someone's cheated on. It's a lot easier to get back together with someone that did not scorn you.
Publicly, really.
Publicly.
Really.
You already won. You didn't need to follow up.
I wasn't trying to win.
Well, you pointed at him.
Yeah, I was like,
that was a win point.
You did say the word hurtness, which isn't a word, and I didn't say anything.
I love you.
Hurtness?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
did I
you
say
did.
that?
Like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
She said she was going to murder her husband.
Yeah, let's start where we want to start.
I was speaking figuratively.
It's still going to show up in court.
You're very open on this show.
I will testify, Mark.
Oh boy, you would take his side, not
He
my
won't be
side.
around
We'd be dead.
Stop it right now! Don't put that out there.
Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby.
I love my husband. My husband's amazing.
Can't wait till he
Poor
watches.
Mark.
It's like a Hallmark
Sorry,
card.
I see you telling us to. I know. I just got to clear it up.
We're kidding.
Rapper Trick Daddy is coming under fire over comments he made about Beyonce. Say it isn't so. Trick Daddy was speaking on the social media site Clubhouse about Beyonce's vocal abilities and had less than flattering things to say. Listen.
Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and none of that. Beyonce don't write music, and Betty could sing her so Beyonce can't sing.
Huh. That prompted Beyonce's Beehive to trash his restaurant online, many giving it a 1-star review. Some wrote, quote, the service was so bad and the food was so subpar they can't even sing. And, quote, the food was appalling. The lemonade, on the other hand, was divine. Okay, that's all code, obviously. Trick Daddy has responded to the Beehive backlash, saying he was just giving his opinion and that he grew up with roaches and is more afraid of roaches than bees.
And
Whoa.
Sam, I did some investigating, so I know what he meant by that. Oh.
Did you?
Well, yes. What he meant by he's more afraid of roaches than bees is people went on their Yelp review and said that there's roaches in the food.
Wow.
And this was a soul food restaurant that I'm assuming is black owned with a lot of black patrons. And they dropped their food rating down to a 2.6. I'm assuming is out of 5. This place has barely been open 2 weeks. And, you know, when we start talking about wanting to trash somebody's business. I know it's easy to jump, oh, I'm part of the Hive, or I'm part of Joe Rogan's crew, or anybody that's got a large file, Howard Stern, whatever. You can really just destroy somebody's livelihood, and they move on. I've had it happen to comic friends of mine that have gone on podcasts, said something, trying to be controversial or funny, missed with the joke, and all of a sudden, 500 people go and give their album a 1-star rating.
Horrible.
So it drops in on Amazon and you can't find it.
That should be illegal.
And it's like,
and I know I'm saying something.
That's somebody's business.
No, that should be illegal. And I know that I'll probably get flack for that. But as a business owner myself, if people went after our business, I think of my husband, because that's really his blood, sweat, and tears of 15 years. And then you're just going to take that away overnight because you're mad because he said something about.
Not even overnight, Sam, in 30 minutes.
That is so wrong.
Yeah, and that's cancel culture, right? Not necessarily in this aspect.
It is.
But people come for your job and they don't see the repercussions of now this restaurant's gone. Now your job is gone. Now you can't feed your family.
The family's gone. The employees.
Because you made an opinion about your favorite artist. That's ridiculous.
I know it's also wrong, but that's also free speech. That's also allowing people, the consumers.
Not when you take down someone's business.
I hear you, because it's a swarm, and that's bullying, and that's a tactic. But I do have to say that people who can fight back with that in terms of numbers, that's also a freedom of speech issue.
Wow, it's a nuanced conversation for sure. Okay, so Harry and Meghan are the subject of another Lifetime TV. Oh, Tori, Harry and Meghan escaping the palace will be about their decision to leave the royal family. Take a look.
I see you literally being hounded to death, and I'm helpless to stop it.
I am the person who is strong and gets things right. I can't lose you.
I can't lose you. Harry and Meghan escaping the palace.
Whoa, they look just like them. The movie will also recreate the bombshell interview that the couple did with Oprah back in March. Why did you not like this, Tori?
I just let it rest. I just let them go. Just let it be.
Tori, the interview got 1 billion views.
So now we're just going to recreate it word for word with people that somewhat look like
watching it.
I don't understand the need to go over and over this. You saw the interview, you can watch the interview. It got 1 billion views. We got to recreate it now. There's no more new stories. This is it.
It's people's freedom of speech.
Well played.
I can't wait. I love me a good Lifetime movie, and I don't want to say anything that's going to I don't want to jump on a train that's going to further marginalize them, because I do feel bad for them as a couple. Like, they can't just live their life. However,
they bought a $19 million house, Sam.
It doesn't matter. Money doesn't buy you happiness, Al.
Buys you 27 bathrooms.
It doesn't matter.
You can cry in all of those.
But maybe this will give us. But maybe this will give us more insight into them, and maybe people will have more empathy to them as a couple.
Are they attached to this in any sort of way?
No.
And you don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It's unauthorized, meaning, they're not attached. And you always say they can play that and edit it any way they want.
Right, so they could make a story how they see it, and not necessarily in Hagen and Mary, or whatever their name is.
Did you say Hagen and Mary?
I think you kind of made it like a Bennifer thing there.
I guess I said what did I say earlier?
Hurtness.
I don't know how he said that.
Yeah.
That could be the name of your book.
What, I said something else?
No, earlier when we told you said hurtness, you go, huh.
Because why would I say that? Why would I say that?
Something you said, because all of the hurtness. And I was like, don't say anything, Tori.
No, you should have.
Okay, coming up on DBL.
She did, actually.
Yeah, you're right, she did.
An inspiring story all about dedication. How one woman's commitment to helping kids in need made a world of a difference. That is coming up in today's Heart Threads.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue. In many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed, and the pace of filling those jobs somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL and today's Heart Threads. We meet a woman who drove more than 100 miles every week to bring home-cooked meals to kids in need. Take a look.
This woman spends her yearly earnings every summer to feed kids in need. Willa Johnson used to work for a state program that fed hungry school children, but the program didn't come to a small city where many lived in poverty. She decided to create her own catering business, the Soul Kitchen, and uses the money she earns for her program, Feeding Kids Right. Every week, Willa wakes up at 1 a.m. and travels 100 miles in her van to serve nearly 300 full-course meals a day, 5 days a week.
God put people on earth for certain reasons, and I think this is my calling.
With a team of helpers, she drives around the city to distribute meals. She makes no money from this, but gets paid handsomely with hugs.
When you have it in your heart, and it's your passion, it's not going to bother you at all.
Many of the city's residents say that Willa is a gift from above.
He sent one of his angels to us. I thank God for sending you.
Every summer, the community sees Willa as their guardian angel. But she says that she thanks God for allowing her to be a part of their lives.
That's just like giving me $1 million.
So special. We'll be right back with Deal Blast.
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's Dbl Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that everyone needs this summer when you're working out or out and about on the go. It's the JVC sweat-resistant wireless sports clip headphones. So these Bluetooth headphones offer cord-free convenience, and the ear clip design means that these headphones won't fall out while you're out and about running. It also has a function microphone for hands-free calling and a remote with volume control. And the best part is that you can enjoy up to 4 hours of music on one single charge. And normally they're as much as $40. But we've got them for only $10, saving up to 75%.
Thank you. Guess what? I've started power walking. I will be purchasing.
I think that's a great idea, Tori.
Thank you so much, Steph.
And these will be comfortable and they're not going to fall out while you're like moving around. So
Rocking
that's great.
out. Oh, it's gonna. I'm not gonna look weird at all. No, not at all.
No, I don't think so. Okay, next up I've got the perfect set of items to help you look your best this summer. It's the Brookstone 2-piece cleansing set with ultrasonic brush and pore cleanser. So this set gives your skin the deep clean it deserves. The pore cleanser features a powerful suction that helps remove dead skin cells and blackheads. That's going to brighten up your complexion whilst it tightens the skin. And the ultrasonic brush is up to 30 times more hygienic than manual cleansing and removes leftover makeup gently. And it's waterproof. So normally it's as much as $80.
Okay.
But we've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
I just like suctioning out those blackheads. You know, that's my sorry if it sounds gross, it's super satisfying.
No, and everyone gets blackheads, right? And no matter how much you clean your face, there's still oil buildup within your skin. So this is a really easy way of removing it at home and not going to have to pay for that treatment at a spa.
I'm loving this.
Now, Tori, something that can be really irritating is muscle pain. Well, this IQ massager Mini 10's an EMS unit with belt and slippers will help you feel better and get you back in the game. It's intended to be used for temporary relief with sore and aching muscles in the shoulder, waist, back, and neck. And it comes with 6 different massage modes, and the slippers are great for kicking back and relaxing. And the best part is that it's got a compact design when you're out and about traveling or on the go. So normally this set is as much as $200.
Yeah, it's high tech.
That's so expensive,
Yeah.
but there's a lot going on.
It's a lot, and
here.
it's high tech. I get it.
We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 86%.
I call that savings shocking.
I love that. Oh, wait, I didn't even know you could get these. It's so fancy.
The slipper thing, I'm in immediately after my power walk. I'm going into slippers.
Absolutely. So I think this is a fantastic device.
Brilliant.
I want one. After you're wearing high heels all day. Oh, yeah. Lastly, I have something that is needed in every bedroom for a comfortable night's rest. It's the Certa white goose feather and down blanket. Getting the best night's sleep ever, it involves snuggling with a natural down blanket, and it's made with 100% cotton, and it's certified by the American Down and Feather Council. It comes in 3 sizes, twin, queen, or king, and normally it's as much as $140 to $205.
They're always pricey.
It depends on the size,
Right.
and obviously it's an expensive item to invest in for your home, right?
Yeah, lots of feathers.
Guess what?
What do we have it?
We've got it between $39 to $59.
You guys.
Saving up to 70%.
This is a round of applause is what this is. That's brilliant, and it's great for summer. Just switch out your beddings, your linens. It makes everything fresh. Great price. Thank you, Stephanie. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone in your slippers. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking a ting 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 sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. We'd love sharing your comments. Before we get to the comments, our producers, they didn't have time to show the footage, but they did go back to see if you said hurtness or not. Drum roll, please. Did Jeff say hurtness or not? You did.
Hey, I was letting
wins.
Okay, I was letting it go. You brought it back up, and I'm like, wait, you know what? Maybe I didn't say it.
I don't think they ever dropped it. They've been talking about it for 40 minutes.
You said to go back.
Because you gave me the confidence to ask a producer, and I lost.
That's called stirring the pot. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tori,
Bye,
everyone
guys.
sees you. You're wearing that dress.
Okay, enough.
A lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. It could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
For the first time, we're hearing Britney Spears' truth.
It was very threatening and scary.
The shocking details of her conservatorship as a lawyer joins our panel to break down what's next. Plus, what Justin Timberlake is saying in her defense. Cracking down on childhood obesity by banning junk food ads? DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea? And Jennifer Aniston opens up about her relationship with ex Brad Pitt. Are they really friends?
There's no oddness at all.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 24th. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started. So everyone has an opinion on Britney Spears. I'm sure you guys all saw what happened yesterday. Talk about a courtroom bombshell. As I'm sure many of you heard, Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted almost half an hour. Appearing via Zoom, she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of the conservatorship without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good. Here is just some of what Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
Wow. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. Listen.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding. His legal team released this statement saying, quote, he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. So there's a lot to take in here, a lot to unpack. But what are your thoughts about finally hearing Britney Spears' truth? And I just want to say, like, heartbreaking, right? Heartbreaking to really understand. You can hear the angst in her voice, but what a juxtaposition from the Britney that we see on Instagram that seems, you know, a lot of people, not clinicians here, would say that she just seems a little bit off on her Instagram. Here, she seemed she seemed very clear, very concise, very authoritative. What did you think, Tori?
Man, I thought it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad. It's really, really bad. When you're talking about having an IUD, if you guys don't know what that is, it's to prevent, it's birth control, and it has to be inserted inside the woman. Sorry to be graphic, but it's so invasive to have that sterilization basically put on you. I think she has a super case. I think she's not gonna not be able to be evaluated. She wants to be able to be considered without a conservator, without evaluation. That's never in a million years going to happen. But she certainly got her voice heard for the first time. And my favorite part is when she said, they need to be reminded, my family. I put the roof over their head. They work for me. I want my own money, and I want it now.
Yeah, before you respond, Al, because I can see you about to jump in, but you just brought up money. He makes, according to those documents, $16,000 a month, Jamie Spears, as her conservator. She's been given an $8,000 a month allowance.
$2 grand a week.
So he's making double the amount of her money being her conservator.
I just, you know, there are just so many things to unpack here. I mean, starting with the IUD, it seems like that's less about her being able to reproduce it, but more about her not having any more kids that can have a claim to the stake of her fortune. It seems like everything here that should be related to loving your daughter is coming down to dollars and cents, and it seems like it has for a long time. I'm not a lawyer. We have one coming on, but I am a lawyer of common sense. I would hope so. And I think there's a lot of Americans that suffer worse from mental health that don't have a conservatorship. She sounded eloquent. She sounded concise, Jeff.
Coherent.
She was articulate and coherent in how she felt and how she wanted things to proceed. And I could not see a court saying that this is a person that's not capable of taking care of themselves, with maybe some help, but not somebody with complete control over their life, including their reproductive system.
Well, if you're basing it off of this statement, maybe, right? But you don't get put on lithium for no reason. You don't get put in a conservatorship where you're not allowed to have children for no reason. You don't. Listen, she did misspoke and she called her IUD an ID. I don't know if she just misspoke or she didn't know the difference. I don't know. I don't know where she's coming from. I think Britney is under control. That's out of her control, right?
And it's extreme.
It's extreme. But all these things stem from some sort of reason. This isn't just all made up for no reason. She needs to be in a conservatorship. I want to stress the point that she is never, ever going to be out of the conservatorship without being evaluated. That's what she wants. That's not going to happen.
Correct.
But someone needs to look after her finances clearly.
Well, let's bring in our attorney here, our legal expert, veteran trial lawyer, Mark Iglarsh, and friend of the show. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL. So, Mark, heartbreaking to hear this. I know that a lot of emotion is in play. Maybe that's not, according to you, maybe that doesn't matter to the judge, but let's start with what Britney asked the court for. What are the chances that the judge will end the conservatorship without Britney being evaluated?
Almost zero. In fact, her chances of ending the conservatorship and freeing Britney in this round is about equal to my chance of finally playing in the NBA. And just so we're clear, in spite of my youthful appearance, I'm 53, I'm 5'8" on a good day, and I can't pass or dribble the ball. So the reason why is because you don't get something unless you ask for it. The petition in front of this judge is not to end this hold on her, but just to swap out her dad for someone else. You don't walk into McDonald's and expect a filet mignon. It's not on the menu.
I don't know, Mark. I know you're the expert here, but will the emotions play in at all? Will the judge sit back and say, wow, I see a very angry, distraught person, whether it's a new conservator or not? Will that play in her emotional side? Because we've never heard that side before.
Well, of course. I mean, judges are not robots. They're also not immune to the folks outside the courtroom, the big movement, the pitchforks. Judges feel all that, right? But the judges have to follow the law. And in front of the judge is a petition for a very specific legal request. And the judge will make a decision on whether her father should be swapped out or not. And there's precedent, too. So the issue then becomes not how she feels necessarily about her dad, but has he acted in her best interest? Has her finances increased? How she's doing financially will become the key centerpiece of what the judge decides.
I know what you're saying, Mark. It's Tori here, but I also think she wanted to get her voice heard. It doesn't matter legally. She got it out there. So in that sense, I think that was helpful. I wanted to ask you this.
Yes.
She described some of the ways of being treated. To me, I'm not an attorney. It sounded criminal, okay? Like having an IUD, as we said, invasively against her will, put inside of her body. Does that matter in court? Is that legal?
The answer is it is, because someone deemed that she cannot make these decisions for herself. Someone has exclusive control over her personal decisions, and separately, someone else has control over her finances. So the answer is yes, someone can do that. But I've got to add some fuel to all of your fire, okay? I want you to picture someone who has severe dementia. Picture someone who has a stroke, a massive stroke. Picture someone who's in a coma. That's who gets this type of treatment.
Right.
That's who gets this legal conservatorship over them, not someone who can speak, write, go on world tours, produce albums, all the things that she's doing. It's absurd.
Wow.
Mark, in your opinion, after saying that,
that's coming from an attorney.
Right. Do you believe at all that she will 100% be out of a conservatorship at some point?
Well, first, I'm talking like a lawyer, first, she has to ask for it. It has to be in a petition. That's not what they're arguing today. So that's number one. Someone has to petition the court to do that. Secondly, yes, I believe so. But here's the thing. We don't know what we don't know. You alluded to it earlier. They don't put someone on lithium generally for nothing. And we know that in 2008, she wasn't in a good place. And she has tried to petition the court over the years and has not prevailed. So the question is, what don't we know? Still, though, in the worst case scenario, I'm not sure if it continues to justify the control over her life that they've shown.
Wow. I'm so glad that we got the clarification from you, Mark. Honestly, I wish that you could be a part of our panel more often. We adore you. Thank you for joining us here on DBL. For more information on Mark, go to speaktomark.com. He's also got a fantastic book, one of my faves, on happiness called Be Happy by Choice. You can get it wherever books are sold. Again, thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, brother.
We'll
My
be right
pleasure.
back.
Love you guys.
Love
Take care.
ya.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue, in many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed. And the pace of filling those jobs somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. We just did a deep dive into the legal side of Britney Spears' conservatorship saga. But the other huge aspect of this story, of course, is her mental health. So joining us live is our very own medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. So, Doctor, many armchair experts are quick to give an opinion on Britney's mental health. But as a medical professional, when you hear a grown woman pleading for her freedom, as we heard Britney do so passionately, what do you make of it?
You know, two things really bother me about the Britney Spears story. The first is the length of this conservatorship, 2008 to 2021. Now, as medical professionals, when we admit somebody to the hospital, 72 hours is what we get, and with court orders, we get up to 3 months. So the fact that it's been ongoing for this long disturbs me, because bipolar, if she does have it, is a waxing and waning disease. It's not like she's had it the entire time and she needs this. The second thing that bothers me about this, you guys, is the absence of medical information. Where's the data? Where's her physician's assessments? How often is she being assessed? Who's assessing her? What does her psychiatric team believe is going on with her? Without that, I'm just really disturbed by the situation.
Let's talk about lithium, because I mentioned it earlier. It's a strong drug. It made her, in her words, drunk and unable to communicate. What is lithium and what does it do to you?
So lithium has been around for decades. We've been using it for decades. It's used for people that have bipolar disorder, which means they get manic episodes and then they get depressed, or for psychosis, actually. So it works really well to treat those. And for most people, Jeff, they don't really feel anything. They feel better because it gets rid of the psychosis. But the thing with lithium is that it has a very narrow treatment window. So you can very quickly cross over from therapeutic, meaning it's doing a good thing to toxic.
Wow.
And when it becomes toxic, it can have some of the side effects that Britney alluded to. It can make you feel like you're drunk, give you headaches. In the worst case scenario, it can cause cardiac arrhythmias, seizures, and even coma.
Wow.
Well, Doc, it's like, I feel like just as a society, we're just starting to talk about mental health now. We're seeing athletes, celebrities coming out talking about it. And that means that we don't know that much about it. I think a lot of people have opinions, but we don't know that much. So just me asking, and hopefully asking for our audience, when is it okay or allowed for like a medical institution to give somebody medicine against their will?
Such an important question because it's very tricky. For everything we do, we usually consent, right? Whether it's an IUD or whatever procedure. But when we label somebody as having a mental health disorder, and that's why I want to be sure that the medical community is involved in this label, then you've taken away those rights. And we say they don't have insight. In other words, they don't know what's going on, and therefore they're not capable of making those decisions. But that is a medical decision. That's not a legal decision. That's not a decision to be made by her guardians or her conservators or what have you. So I think that's really important. The other piece of this is we can't let mental health be something that stigmatizes people for life. Once you get that label, you're never capable of making a decision for yourself. And that's the other part of the precedent that's bothering me about this case, is that really what we've done here, Al.
Yeah, because it's almost like they made the decision back then, which maybe was appropriate back then, we don't know. But then 13 years later, has there been any sort of follow-ups? Like, it's heartbreaking.
And it almost seems like it doesn't behoove the people that are in control of the conservatorship to have it looked at, because they're getting $16,000 a month, so why would they want that changed?
It really gives me a different perspective, talking to Mark from a legal standpoint and talking to a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
Both
it gives me a total, Al as well, but it gives me a totally different perspective on what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's important because we can all just like read the headlines and hear the emotional plea from Britney, and of course it's going to tug at our heartstrings, but it's great to also hear further validation and clarification from Dr. Coley and Mark Iglarsh.
And Al.
Well, and every single one of us could have mental health diagnosis, right?
I do, so what's going to happen? Like, if I were to ever, God forbid, something were to happen to Mark and I, would that be used against me? Because I have mental health, a number of mental health problems. So it's scary. It really is scary. I really hope that Britney and her dad can make this work somehow. Coming up on DBL, Harry and Meghan get the lifetime treatment. We've got a first look at a new made-for-TV movie about their life, and a new plan in the UK is hoping to curb childhood obesity by banning junk food ads. DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea?
Well,
treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. So we've all heard about the obesity crisis and how Americans have gotten heavier and thicker this century, but it's not only happening here, it's also happening overseas. And now the UK has come up with a new way to combat the problem. They're set to announce a ban on junk food advertising, both online and on TV, before 9 p.m. The ban will include any products deemed to be high in fat, salt, and sugar. So you're not going to see a juicy burger and fries or even ice cream ads. But do you think banning junk food ads will really change the way people actually eat? In fact, you know, during the break, we were asking Dr. Coley to please stick around because you're going to have more insight on this than any of us. Do you think this will actually help curb obesity?
So, you know, on one hand, I'm torn because I love pizza and it was such a big part of my childhood growing up eating those types of foods. But on the other hand, the incidence of childhood obesity here in the United States, 19%, you guys,
wow.
Which means 1 out of 5 of our children are obese. And I think early intervention is key. So think about it like a train heading towards a destination. You change the trajectory just slightly today, it's going to end up in a whole different place in 20 or 30 years. And so I do think this is an effective way because in a way it's a subliminal message that children get. They don't know between good and bad or long-term implications, and our lifestyle nowadays enables us to reach for junk food more than healthier types of foods. So I think this would help. It certainly wouldn't hurt, in my opinion.
Well, go ahead.
I just want to say, why do you think it's so taboo to talk about it? Because I looked up a stat that said 40% of Americans are obese.
That's right.
That's a huge number. Why is it so taboo?
And it's climbing.
And if you mention if you mention weight, people associate it with body shaming. And then all of a sudden I get shamed because I've talked about obesity on the show and I've gotten a lot of flack for that. When do you think it's a good point to step in and tell Americans we need to do something about our eating habits?
Especially as a doctor, I'm sure it's...
I think it's so much denial, Jeff. In almost every visit, my last 5 minutes is devoted to people's weight. And that's the time they don't want to hear it, or they get upset, or they get defensive, to your point, because we've really conflated the two. Body image and obesity are not the same thing. We're talking about this from a medical point of view, and we all have to embrace the fact that even if some of us are thin, we could still be unhealthy. Right. So we really have to separate that association and really, I think, remove that ideal that we have of a thin person being the image of healthy, because even if you have a little extra weight on you, you could still be healthy if other things are good. So I think having the conversation over and over again and really emphasizing to people, I do it as a medical professional, but even doing it to our friends, you're not calling them fat, you're worried about their health, and it's important to have that discussion.
As you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What would you say to people that say, yeah, I'm aware of McDonald's, but McDonald's is much cheaper? I think organic grapes are like $9.
Yeah,
so
you live in a
sometimes
food
you can
desert,
get a
that's all you
$5
got.
footlong or a $5 ready pizza.
Right.
When I was a broke comic, that's what I ate, and it showed on my body. So I think economics is a part of this that we're not talking about.
It's a huge part, and until we fix that, we cannot solve the problem. And if you look at obesity by socioeconomic status, or looking at it even by race, there's obviously a much higher incidence, several-fold higher, in people who are disadvantaged economically or those who are certain races. So I think the system has to do stuff. We have to do some stuff, and then people themselves have to make up their mind. But I think the commercials are just one way in which we can change the messaging, the education, and start to have that discussion in a different way. So I would say let's swap out the McDonald's commercials for other commercials educating people about obesity and its risks.
All right.
I love it.
Or tequila commercials.
I'm glad we asked you to stick around.
Low-fat tequila, right?
Justin Timberlake gives his take on the Britney Spears conservatorship battle, what he's saying in her defense.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed. Putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking, a ting, ting, ting sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. As many of you have probably heard, a building near Miami partially collapsed overnight. At least one person is dead and another 51 people are still missing. Wow. Surveillance footage caught the moment it happened, and as you can see, the entire middle portion of the building comes crashing down. Then the far side of the building collapses as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there. This is surreal. It reminds me of 9/11. I know you can't compare the two, but just seeing a whole building potentially with people in it is just devastating.
The fact that one person died is amazing, though. Seeing that destruction.
If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube, chat with other viewers, leave your comments, and be a part of our DBL Nation. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. We're continuing the conversation about Britney's day in court, the celebrities who are coming forward to support her, including her ex, Justin Timberlake. Plus, Harry and Meghan's royal exit recreated. We've got a first look at their new Lifetime movie.
A lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. it could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with my friends Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started because first of all, if you guys have not tuned in, if you guys are just now tuning in, I think it's important to note that the first half almost of the show we really did dedicate to unpacking Britney Spears, and we had an attorney, we had a mental health professional. So now we're going to get more into the celebrity, but if you want to learn more, because we all learned a lot from the attorney and from Dr. Piocoli, I strongly advise that you go to our YouTube. I'm sure we'll be posting those clips soon. So Britney Spears' shocking revelations in court have us all talking today, but now we're going to focus on some of the celebrities and how they've shown their support for Miss Spears. Mariah Carey was one of the first celebs to tweet out a message to the singer writing, "We love you, Britney, stay strong." And Andy Cohen also had Britney's back. He defended her on his show. Watch.
Britney, after the courage you showed today, you are 100% stronger than yesterday. And Jamie, if you want to make money in the future, I suggest you better work. Say it with me, audience. Free Britney!
And speaking on Sky News, Perez Hilton also apologized for making fun of Britney back in the day. Have a look.
I know that I did not express myself as well as I could have. I didn't lead with empathy and compassion, which thankfully it seems like most people now are understanding the severity of Britney's situation. But I absolutely apologize and carry just deep shame and regret.
But everyone is talking about what Britney's ex, Justin Timberlake, had to say about her statement. He tweeted, quote, "After what we saw today, we should all be supporting Britney at this time, regardless of our past, good and bad, and no matter how long ago it was. What's happening to her is just not right. Jess and I send our love and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live." Okay, so a lot of people, Al, are saying that they did not want to hear from Justin Timberlake, considering that they believe he's been complicit in isolating Britney and, you know, talking about their sex life when he did on radio shows, blah, blah, blah. Do you think it was appropriate for Justin Timberlake to offer support?
Well, there's a saying, Sam, better late than never, but I don't know if I agree with that. I think Justin's had a chance to step up not only for Britney, but for Janet, because we talk about cancel culture now. I mean, what happened to Janet Jackson, having her garment torn from her body, and she disappears, and Justin's star rises. I mean, we haven't heard from him on any of those issues. He was very jocular in that interview, talking about their sex life. And for him to come with a couple of tweets and now everything's all good, I don't know, playa.
Wow.
Fair statement about the Janet thing. I hadn't thought of it, to be honest. As soon as I said it earlier.
Who else could get away with what he has?
I hadn't thought.
He has skated, bro.
Do you think that was set up, though, or do you think that was an accident?
I saw that when it happened, whatever it was. Whatever it was. It very well could have been an accident, but I don't know how dancing and I've never seen it happen before or since. That's what I'll say about that in terms of dancing. Maybe we can get a choreographer to happen. But if it was an accident, wouldn't you think they'd both be like, oh my gosh, I was doing this maneuver where I take her jacket off and that happened? Everybody would be like,
He
cool.
didn't speak out
but there was just
at all.
nothing.
He was silent.
That was the weird thing.
Silence.
What did you think about just the celebrity outreach for Britney?
I don't, it's nice, but where were you when that was all going down in 2008?
Yeah.
Things like that, right? It's nice to give your condolence, or not, that's not the right word. It's nice to give your appreciation for Britney now, but how much are you really helping and how much did you contribute to that? I feel like I contributed to that,
did too.
right? Like back in the day, that was a joke. Even now when you see her on her Instagram, you know, I have my own thoughts with my wife. I'm like, wow, it doesn't look great. You know what I mean? So I think we're all part of the problem in some form, but it doesn't necessarily mean, again, you should be canceled in some sort of way or anything.
My homepage was Perez Hilton. Like, that was the culture, and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh, and I apologize as well, even though I'm not.
But that was the time.
That was it.
And we've all grown, thank goodness, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, we all wish Britney the absolute best. So Jennifer Aniston is opening up about that famous interaction with her ex, Brad Pitt, during the Fast Times at Ridgemont High table read. Remember that last fall? Here it is again, just in case you forgot.
Hi, Aniston.
Hi, Pitt.
How you doing?
Good, honey. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
So speaking on the Howard Stern show, Jen responded to fans who thought that there was more behind the exchange. Have a listen.
Brad and I are buddies, like we're friends, and we speak, and there's no oddness or at all, except for everyone that probably watched it and was wanting there to be, or assuming there to be.
It's the dream. We all just want them to get back together.
Why?
What is behind that?
Because I think it's, to be honest, and this was probably put in my head by society and Disney movies, it's that the prince and the princess that are at the top of the magic mountain find each other again. They've both been hurt. They've both done bad things, but they find each other again.
What did she do wrong? He's the one.
What movie is that?
He's the one that. He's the
Your
one
kid's
that,
sitting there like, what's going on here?
Yeah, my kids didn't watch that one.
He's the one that allegedly, I mean, I don't even know if I have to say allegedly, cheated on her
For sure.
with Angelina Jolie.
Correct.
I mean, that'd be hard to get over in a marriage, right? Not only did your husband betray you or your partner betray you, but with this gorgeous co-star. That's like any actor's worst fear.
It's true.
So good for her for forgiving him, but I don't know if, I guess you can move on and become buddies with that person after you've been scorned.
Do you think that you would be able to do that?
Immediately, no. But are you kidding me? I would want to murder Mark.
Wow, that's some evidence right there if something goes down.
Exactly.
I'm speaking figuratively,
of course,
not literally.
Hypothetically,
I would be so hurt and so angry, especially that we have kids involved. They did not have kids involved, so that's a plus for them. But then over time, I don't know if I'd ever be able to forgive that person. But I would like to hope I would.
And you would probably in 10, 12 years be able to say hello.
Yeah,
which is really
but they're
what
not.
that was.
She's saying they're buddies. That's
yeah,
a hard.
I don't know if I could go grab a drink with someone that literally betrayed me.
I think they went through something so unique that no one else could really relate to that, and the scrutiny of the media and things like that. That's something that they shared together. That'll never go away. The hurtness, the broken heart, time heals all wounds.
True.
But I think now they have something that, like, man, we were a part of history, literally, and now them being friends, they still get media hype. And I don't think Ben and Jen help out either, because they got back together. So I think now the bars are paranoid.
Reunited.
It could still happen.
So good.
But I don't think Ben and Jen had a cheating scandal attached. That's the difference.
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Clearly she won because she pointed at you.
I know, it's like a point.
Win.
Yeah.
I just think there's a difference when someone's cheated on. It's a lot easier to get back together with someone that did not scorn you.
Publicly, really.
Publicly.
Really.
You already won. You didn't need to follow up.
I wasn't trying to win.
Well, you pointed at him.
Yeah, I was like,
that was a win point.
You did say the word hurtness, which isn't a word, and I didn't say anything.
I love you.
Hurtness?
Yeah.
When did I
you
say
did.
that?
Like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
She said she was going to murder her husband.
Yeah, let's start where we want to start.
I was speaking figuratively.
It's still going to show up in court.
We are very open on this show.
I will testify, Mark.
Oh, boy. You would take his side, not my
won't be
side?
around
He'd be dead.
Stop it right now. Don't put that out there.
Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby.
I love my husband. My husband's amazing.
Can't wait till he
Poor
watches.
Mark.
It's
All
like a
right.
Hallmark
Sorry,
card.
I see you telling us to keep
I know.
I just got to clear it up.
We're kidding.
Rapper Trick Daddy is coming under fire over comments he made about Beyonce. Say it isn't so. Trick Daddy was speaking on the social media site Clubhouse about Beyonce's vocal abilities and had less than flattering things to say. Listen.
Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write music, and Betty could sing her. So Beyonce can't sing.
Huh. That prompted Beyonce's Beehive to trash his restaurant online, many giving it a 1-star review. Some wrote, quote, the service was so bad and the food was so subpar they can't even sing. And, quote, the food was appalling. The lemonade, on the other hand, was divine. Okay, that's all code, obviously. Trick Daddy has responded to the Beehive backlash, saying he was just giving his opinion and that he grew up with roaches and is more afraid of roaches than bees.
And Sam, I did some investigating, so I know what he meant by that. Oh.
Did you?
Well, yes. What he meant by he's more afraid of roaches than bees is people went on their Yelp review and said that there's roaches in the food.
Wow.
And this was a soul food restaurant that I'm assuming is black owned with a lot of black patrons. And they dropped their food rating down to a 2.6. I'm assuming is out of 5. This place has barely been open 2 weeks. And, you know, when we start talking about wanting to trash somebody's business, I know it's easy to jump on, I'm part of the Hive, or I'm part of Joe Rogan's crew, or anybody that's got a large file, Howard Stern, whatever. You can really just destroy somebody's livelihood, and they move on. I've had it happen to comic friends of mine that have gone on podcasts, said something, trying to be controversial or funny, missed with the joke, and all of a sudden, 500 people go and give their album a 1-star rating.
Horrible.
So it drops in on Amazon and you can't find it.
That should be illegal.
And it's like,
and I know I'm saying something.
That's somebody's business.
No, that should be illegal. And I know that I'll probably get flack for that. But as a business owner myself, if people went after our business, I think of my husband, because that's really his blood, sweat, and tears of 15 years. And then you're just going to take that away overnight because you're mad because he said something about.
Not even overnight, Sam, in 30 minutes.
That is so wrong.
Yeah, and that's cancel culture, right? Not necessarily in this aspect.
It is.
But people come for your job and they don't see the repercussions of now this restaurant's gone. Now your job is gone. Now you can't feed your family.
The family's gone. The employees.
Because you made an opinion about your favorite artist. That's ridiculous.
I know it's also wrong, but that's also free speech. That's also allowing people, the consumers.
Not when you take down someone's business.
I hear you, because it's a swarm, and that's bullying, and that's a tactic. But I do have to say that people who can fight back with that in terms of numbers, that's also a freedom of speech issue.
Wow, it's a nuanced conversation for sure. Okay, so Harry and Meghan are the subject of another Lifetime TV. Oh, Tori, Harry and Meghan escaping the palace will be about their decision to leave the royal family. Take a look.
I see you literally being hounded to death, and I'm helpless to stop it.
I am the person who is strong and gets things right. I can't lose you.
I can't lose you. Harry and Meghan escaping the palace.
Whoa, they look just like them. The movie will also recreate the bombshell interview that the couple did with Oprah back in March. Why did you not like this, Tori?
I just let it rest. I just let them go. Just let it be.
Tori, the interview got 1 billion views.
So now we're just going to recreate it word for word with people that somewhat look like
watching it.
I don't understand the need to go over and over this. You saw the interview, you can watch the interview. It got 1 billion views. We got to recreate it now. There's no more new stories. This is it.
It's people's freedom of speech.
Well played.
I can't wait. I love me a good Lifetime movie, and I don't want to say anything that's going to I don't want to jump on a train that's going to further marginalize them, because I do feel bad for them as a couple. Like, they can't just live their life. However,
they bought a $19 million house, Sam.
It doesn't matter. Money doesn't buy you happiness, Al.
Buys you 27 bathrooms.
It doesn't matter.
You can cry in all of those.
But maybe
you know how long that takes?
But maybe this will give us more insight into them, and maybe people will have more empathy to them as a couple.
Are they attached to this in any sort of way?
No.
And you don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It's unauthorized, meaning, they're not attached. And you always say they can play that and edit it any way they want.
Right, so they could make a story how they see it, and not necessarily in Hagen and Mary, or whatever their name is.
Did you say Hagen and Mary?
I think you kind of made like a Bennifer thing there.
I guess I said what did I say earlier?
Hurtness.
I don't know how he said that.
Yeah.
That could be the name of your book.
What, I said something else?
No, earlier when we told you said hurtness, you go, huh.
Why would I say that? Why would I say that?
You said, because all of the hurtness. And I was like, don't say anything, Tori.
No, you should have.
Okay, coming up on DBL.
She did, actually.
Yeah, you're right, she did.
An inspiring story all about dedication. How one woman's commitment to helping kids in need made a world of a difference. That is coming up in today's Heart Threads.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue. In many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed. And the pace of filling those jobs is somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL and today's Heart Threads. We meet a woman who drove more than 100 miles every week to bring home-cooked meals to kids in need. Take a look.
This woman spends her yearly earnings every summer to feed kids in need. Willa Johnson used to work for a state program that fed hungry school children, but the program didn't come to a small city where many lived in poverty. She decided to create her own catering business, the Soul Kitchen, and uses the money she earns for her program, Feeding Kids Right. Every week, Willa wakes up at 1 a.m. and travels 100 miles in her van to serve nearly 300 full-course meals a day, 5 days a week.
God put people on earth for certain reasons, and I think this is my calling.
With a team of helpers, she drives around the city to distribute meals. She makes no money from this, but gets paid handsomely with hugs.
When you have it in your heart, and it's your passion, it's not going to bother you at all.
Many of the city's residents say that Willa is a gift from above.
We sent one of his angels to us. I thank God for sending you.
Every summer, the community sees Willa as their guardian angel. But she says that she thanks God for allowing her to be a part of their lives.
That's just like giving me $1 million.
So special. We'll be right back with Deal Blast.
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that everyone needs this summer when you're working out or out and about on the go. It's the JVC sweat-resistant wireless sports clip headphones. So these Bluetooth headphones offer cord-free convenience, and the ear clip design means that these headphones won't fall out while you're out and about running. It also has a function microphone for hands-free calling and a remote with volume control. And the best part is that you can enjoy up to 4 hours of music on one single charge. And normally they're as much as $40. But we've got them for only $10, saving up to 75%.
Thank you. Guess what? I've started power walking. I will be purchasing.
I think that's a great idea, Tori.
Thank you so much, Steph.
And these will be comfortable and they're not going to fall out while you're like moving around. So
Rocking
that's great.
out. Oh, it's gonna. I'm not gonna look weird at all. No, not at all.
No, I don't think so. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect set of items to help you look your best this summer. It's the Brookstone 2-piece cleansing set with ultrasonic brush and pore cleanser. So this set gives your skin the deep clean it deserves. The pore cleanser features a powerful suction that helps remove dead skin cells and blackheads. That's going to brighten up your complexion whilst it tightens the skin. And the ultrasonic brush is up to 30 times more hygienic than manual cleansing and removes leftover makeup gently. And it's waterproof. So normally it's as much as $80.
Okay.
But we've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
I just like suctioning out those blackheads. You know, that's my sorry if it sounds gross, it's super satisfying.
No, and everyone gets blackheads, right? And no matter how much you clean your face, there's still oil buildup within your skin. So this is a really easy way of removing it at home and not going to have to pay for that treatment at a spa.
I'm loving this.
Now, Tori, something that can be really irritating is muscle pain. Well, this IQ massager Mini Tens an EMS unit with belt and slippers will help you feel better and get you back in the game. It's intended to be used for temporary relief with sore and aching muscles in the shoulder, waist, back, and neck. And it comes with 6 different massage modes, and the slippers are great for kicking back and relaxing. And the best part is that it's got a compact design when you're out and about traveling or on the go. So normally this set is as much as $200.
Yeah, it's high tech.
That's so expensive,
Yeah.
but there's a lot going on.
It's a lot
here.
and it's high tech, I get it.
We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 86%.
I call that savings shocking.
I love that. Oh, wait, I didn't even know you could get these. It's so fancy.
The slipper thing, I'm in immediately after my power walk, I'm going into slippers.
Absolutely. So I think this is a fantastic device.
Brilliant.
I want one. After you're wearing high heels all day? Oh, yeah. Lastly, I have something that is needed in every bedroom for a comfortable night's rest. It's the Certa white goose feather and down blanket. Getting the best night's sleep ever, it involves snuggling with a natural down blanket, and it's made with 100% cotton, and it's certified by the American Down and Feather Council. It comes in 3 sizes, twin, queen, or king, and normally it's as much as $140 to $205.
They're always pricey.
It depends on the size,
Right.
and obviously it's an expensive item to invest in for your home, right?
Yeah, lots of feathers.
Guess what?
What do we have it?
We've got it between $39 to $59.
You guys.
Saving up to 70%.
This is a round of applause is what this is. That's brilliant, and it's great for summer. Just switch out your beddings, your linens. It makes everything fresh. Great price. Thank you, Stephanie. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone in your slippers. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking a ting 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 sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. We'd love sharing your comments. Before we get to the comments, our producers, they didn't have time to show the footage, but they did go back to see if you said hurtness or not. Drum roll, please. Did Jeff say hurtness or not? You did.
Hey, I was letting
wins.
Okay, I was letting it go. You brought it back up, and I'm like, wait, you know what? Maybe I didn't say it.
I don't think they ever dropped it. They've been talking about it for 40 minutes.
You said to go back.
Because you gave me the confidence to ask a producer, and I lost.
That's called stirring the pot. Phoebe does new every day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tori,
Bye,
everyone
guys.
sees you. You're wearing that dress.
Okay, enough.
The last few years, a lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes, or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. it could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
We're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
For the first time, we're hearing Britney Spears' truth.
It was very threatening and scary.
The shocking details of her conservatorship as a lawyer joins our panel to break down what's next. Plus, what Justin Timberlake is saying in her defense. Cracking down on childhood obesity by banning junk food ads? DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea? And Jennifer Aniston opens up about her relationship with ex Brad Pitt. Are they really friends?
There's no oddness at all.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 24th. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started. So everyone has an opinion on Britney Spears. I'm sure you guys all saw what happened yesterday. Talk about a courtroom bombshell. As I'm sure many of you heard, Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted almost half an hour. Appearing via Zoom, she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of the conservatorship without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good. Here is just some of what Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
Wow. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. Listen.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding. His legal team released this statement saying, quote, he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. So there's a lot to take in here, a lot to unpack. But what are your thoughts about finally hearing Britney Spears' truth? And I just want to say, like, heartbreaking, right? Heartbreaking to really understand. You can hear the angst in her voice, but what a juxtaposition from the Britney that we see on Instagram that seems, you know, a lot of people, not clinicians here, would say that she just seems a little bit off on her Instagram. Here, she seemed she seemed very clear, very concise, very authoritative. What did you think, Tori?
Man, I thought it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad. It's really, really bad. When you're talking about having an IUD, if you guys don't know what that is, it's to prevent, it's birth control, and it has to be inserted inside the woman. Sorry to be graphic, but it's so invasive to have that sterilization basically put on you. I think she has a super case. I think she's not going to not be able to be evaluated. She wants to be able to be considered without a conservator, without evaluation. That's never in a million years going to happen. But she certainly got her voice heard for the first time. And my favorite part is when she said, they need to be reminded, my family. I put the roof over their head. They work for me. I want my own money, and I want it now.
Yeah, before you respond, Al, because I can see you about to jump in, but you just brought up money. He makes, according to those documents, $16,000 a month, Jamie Spears, as her conservator. She's been given an $8,000 a month allowance.
$2 grand a week.
He's making double the amount of her money being her conservator.
I just, you know, there are just so many things to unpack here. I mean, starting with the IUD, it seems like that's less about her being able to reproduce it, but more about her not having any more kids that can have a claim to the stake of her fortune. It seems like everything here that should be related to loving your daughter is coming down to dollars and cents, and it seems like it has for a long time. I'm not a lawyer. We have one coming on, but I am a lawyer of common sense. I would hope so. And I think there's a lot of Americans that suffer worse from mental health that don't have a conservatorship. She sounded eloquent. She sounded concise, Jeff.
Coherent.
She was articulate and coherent in how she felt and how she wanted things to proceed. And I could not see a court saying that this is a person that's not capable of taking care of themselves, with maybe some help, but not somebody with complete control over their life, including their reproductive system.
Well, if you're basing it off of this statement, maybe, right? But you don't get put on lithium for no reason. You don't get put in a conservatorship where you're not allowed to have children for no reason. You don't. Listen, she did misspoke and she called her IUD an ID. I don't know if she just misspoke or she didn't know the difference. I don't know. I don't know where she's coming from. I think Britney is under control. That's out of her control, right?
It's extreme.
It's extreme. But all these things stem from some sort of reason. This isn't just all made up for no reason. She needs to be in a conservatorship. I want to stress the point that she is never, ever going to be out of the conservatorship without being evaluated.
That's what she
wants. That's not going to happen.
Correct.
But someone needs to look after her finances clearly.
Well, let's bring in our attorney here, our legal expert, veteran trial lawyer, Mark Iglarsh, and friend of the show. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL. So, Mark, heartbreaking to hear this. I know that a lot of emotion is in play. Maybe that's not, according to you, maybe that doesn't matter to the judge, but let's start with what Britney asked the court for. What are the chances that the judge will end the conservatorship without Britney being evaluated?
Almost zero. In fact, her chances of ending the conservatorship and freeing Britney in this round is about equal to my chance of finally playing in the NBA. And just so we're clear, in spite of my youthful appearance, I'm 53, I'm 5'8" on a good day, and I can't pass or dribble the ball. So the reason why is because you don't get something unless you ask for it. The petition in front of this judge is not to end this hold on her, but just to swap out her dad for someone else. You don't walk into McDonald's and expect a filet mignon. It's not on the menu.
I don't know, Mark. I know you're the expert here, but will the emotions play in at all? Will the judge sit back and say, wow, I see a very angry, distraught person, whether it's a new conservator or not? Will that play in her emotional side? Because we've never heard that side before.
Well, of course. I mean, judges are not robots. They're also not immune to the folks outside the courtroom, the big movement, the pitchforks. Judges feel all that, right? But the judges have to follow the law. And in front of the judge is a petition for a very specific legal request. And the judge will make a decision on whether her father should be swapped out or not. And there's precedent, too. So the issue then becomes not how she feels necessarily about her dad, but has he acted in her best interest? Has her finances increased? How she's doing financially will become the key centerpiece of what the judge decides.
I know what you're saying, Mark. It's Tori here, but I also think she wanted to get her voice heard. It doesn't matter legally. She got it out there. So in that sense, I think that was helpful. I wanted to ask you this.
Yes.
She described some of the ways of being treated. To me, I'm not an attorney. It sounded criminal, okay? Like having an IUD, as we said, invasively against her will, put inside of her body. Does that matter in court? Is that legal?
The answer is it is, because someone deemed that she cannot make these decisions for herself. Someone has exclusive control over her personal decisions, and separately, someone else has control over her finances. So the answer is yes, someone can do that. But I've got to add some fuel to all of your fire, okay? I want you to picture someone who has severe dementia. Picture someone who has a stroke, a massive stroke. Picture someone who's in a coma. That's who gets this type of treatment.
Right.
That's who gets this legal conservatorship over them, not someone who can speak, write, go on world tours, produce albums, all the things that she's doing. It's absurd.
Wow.
Mark, in your opinion, after saying that,
that's coming from an attorney.
Right. Do you believe at all that she will 100% be out of a conservatorship at some point?
Well, first, I'm talking like a lawyer, first, she has to ask for it. It has to be in a petition. That's not what they're arguing today. So that's number one. Someone has to petition the court to do that. Secondly, yes, I believe so. But here's the thing. We don't know what we don't know. You alluded to it earlier. They don't put someone on lithium generally for nothing. And we know that in 2008, she wasn't in a good place. And she has tried to petition the court over the years and has not prevailed. So the question is, what don't we know? Still, though, in the worst case scenario, I'm not sure if it continues to justify the control over her life that they've shown.
Wow. I'm so glad that we got the clarification from you, Mark. Honestly, I wish that you could be a part of our panel more often. We adore you. Thank you for joining us here on DBL. For more information on Mark, go to speaktomark.com. He's also got a fantastic book, one of my faves, on happiness called Be Happy by Choice. You can get it wherever books are sold. Again, thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, brother.
We'll
My
be right
pleasure.
back.
Love you guys.
Love
Take care.
ya.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue, in many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed. And the pace of filling those jobs somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. We just did a deep dive into the legal side of Britney Spears' conservatorship saga. But the other huge aspect of this story, of course, is her mental health. So joining us live is our very own medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. So, Doctor, many armchair experts are quick to give an opinion on Britney's mental health. But as a medical professional, when you hear a grown woman pleading for her freedom, as we heard Britney do so passionately, what do you make of it?
You know, two things really bother me about the Britney Spears story. The first is the length of this conservatorship, 2008 to 2021. Now, as medical professionals, when we admit somebody to the hospital, 72 hours is what we get. And with court orders, we get up to 3 months. So the fact that it's been ongoing for this long disturbs me, because bipolar, if she does have it, is a waxing and waning disease. It's not like she's had it the entire time and she needs this. The second thing that bothers me about this, you guys, is the absence of medical information. Where's the data? Where's her physician's assessments? happens? How often is she being assessed? Who's assessing her? What does her psychiatric team believe is going on with her? Without that, I'm just really disturbed by the situation.
Let's talk about lithium, because I mentioned it earlier. It's a strong drug. It made her, in her words, drunk and unable to communicate. What is lithium and what does it do to you?
So lithium has been around for decades. We've been using it for decades. It's used for people that have bipolar disorder, which means they get manic episodes and then they get depressed, or for psychosis, actually. So it works really well to treat those. And for most people, Jeff, they don't really feel anything. They feel better because it gets rid of the psychosis. But the thing with lithium is that it has a very narrow treatment window. So you can very quickly cross over from therapeutic, meaning it's doing a good thing, to toxic.
Wow.
And when it becomes toxic, it can have some of the side effects that Britney alluded to. It can make you feel like you're drunk, give you headaches. In the worst case scenario, it can cause cardiac arrhythmias, seizures, and even coma.
Wow.
Well, Doc, it's like, I feel like just as a society, we're just starting to talk about mental health now. We're seeing athletes, celebrities coming out talking about it. And that means that we don't know that much about it. I think a lot of people have opinions, but we don't know that much. So just me asking, and hopefully asking for our audience, when is it okay or allowed for like a medical institution to give somebody medicine against their will?
Such an important question, because it's very tricky. For everything we do, we usually consent, right? Whether it's an IUD or whatever procedure. But when we label somebody as having a mental health disorder, and that's why I want to be sure that the medical community is involved in this label, then you've taken away those rights. And we say they don't have insight. In other words, they don't know what's going on, and therefore they're not capable of making those decisions. But that is a medical decision. That's not a legal decision. That's not a decision to be made by her guardians or her conservators or what have you. So I think that's really important. The other piece of this is we can't let mental health be something that stigmatizes people for life. Once you get that label, you're never capable of making a decision for yourself. And that's the other part of the precedent that's bothering me about this case, is that really what we've done here, Al.
Yeah, because it's almost like they made the decision back then, which maybe was appropriate back then. We don't know. But then 13 years later, has there been any sort of follow-ups? Like, it's heartbreaking.
And it almost seems like it doesn't behoove the people that are in control of the conservatorship to have it looked at, because they're getting $16,000 a month. So why would they want that changed?
It really gives me a different perspective of talking to Mark from a legal standpoint and talking to a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
Both
it
of
gives
us.
me a total, Al as well, but it gives me a totally different perspective on what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's important, because we can all just like read the headlines and hear the emotional plea from Britney, and of course it's going to tug at our heartstrings, but it's great to also hear further validation and clarification from Dr. Coley and Mark Eiglarsh.
And Al.
Well, and every single one of us could have mental health diagnosis, right?
I do. So what's going to happen? Like, if I were to ever, God forbid, something were to happen to Mark and I, would that be used against me? Because I have mental health, a number of mental health problems. So it's scary. It really is scary. I really hope that Britney and her dad can make this work somehow. Coming up on DBL, Harry and Meghan get the lifetime treatment. We've got a first look at a new made-for-TV movie about their life, and a new plan in the UK is hoping to curb childhood obesity by banning junk food ads. DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea?
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. So we've all heard about the obesity crisis and how Americans have gotten heavier and thicker this century, but it's not only happening here, it's also happening overseas. And now the UK has come up with a new way to combat the problem. They're set to announce a ban on junk food advertising, both online and on TV, before 9 p.m. The ban will include any products deemed to be high in fat, salt, and sugar. So you're not going to see a juicy burger and fries or even ice cream ads. But do you think banning junk food ads will really change the way people actually eat? In fact, you know, during the break, we were asking Dr. Coley to please stick around because you're going to have more insight on this than any of us. Do you think this will actually help curb obesity?
So, you know, on one hand, I'm torn because I love pizza and it was such a big part of my childhood growing up eating those types of foods. But on the other hand, the incidence of childhood obesity here in the United States, 19%, you guys,
wow.
Which means 1 out of 5 of our children are obese. And I think early intervention is key. So think about it like a train heading towards a destination. You change the trajectory just slightly today, it's going to end up in a whole different place in 20 or 30 years. And so I do think this is an effective way because in a way it's a subliminal message that children get. They don't know between good and bad or long-term implications, and our lifestyle nowadays enables us to reach for junk food more than healthier types of foods. So I think this would help. It certainly wouldn't hurt, in my opinion.
Well, go ahead.
I just want to say, why do you think it's so taboo to talk about it? Because I looked up a stat that said 40% of Americans are obese.
That's right.
That's a huge number. Why is it so taboo?
And it's climbing.
And if you mention if you mention weight, people associate it with body shaming. And then all of a sudden I get shamed because I've talked about obesity on the show and I've gotten a lot of flack for that. When do you think it's a good point to step in and tell Americans we need to do something about our eating habits?
Especially as a doctor, I'm sure it's...
I think it's so much denial, Jeff. In almost every visit, my last 5 minutes is devoted to people's weight. And that's the time they don't want to hear it, or they get upset, or they get defensive, to your point, because we've really conflated the two. Body image and obesity are not the same thing. We're talking about this from a medical point of view, and we all have to embrace the fact that even if some of us are thin, we could still be unhealthy. Right. So we really have to separate that association and really, I think, remove that ideal that we have of a thin person being the image of healthy, because even if you have a little extra weight on you, you could still be healthy if other things are good. So I think having the conversation over and over again and really emphasizing to people, I do it as a medical professional, but even doing it to our friends, you're not calling them fat, you're worried about their health, and it's important to have that
as you get older.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What would you say to people that say, yeah, I'm aware of McDonald's, but McDonald's is much cheaper? I think organic grapes are like $9.
Yeah,
so sometimes you can get a $5 footlong or a $5 ready pizza.
Right.
When I was a broke comic, that's what I ate, and it showed on my body. So I think economics is a part of this that we're not talking about.
It's a huge part, and until we fix that, we cannot solve the problem. And if you look at obesity by socioeconomic status, or looking at it even by race, there's obviously a much higher incidence, several-fold higher, in people who are disadvantaged economically or those who are certain races. So I think the system has to do stuff, we have to do some stuff, and then people themselves have to make up their mind. But I think the commercials are just one way in which we can change the messaging, the education, and start to have that discussion in a different way. So I would say let's swap out the McDonald's commercials for other commercials educating people about obesity and its risks.
All right.
I love it.
Or tequila commercials.
I'm glad we asked you to stick around.
Low-fat tequila.
Right? Justin Timberlake gives his take on the Britney Spears conservatorship battle, what he's saying in her defense.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed. Putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking, a ting, ting, ting sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. As many of you have probably heard, a building near Miami partially collapsed overnight. At least one person is dead and another 51 people are still missing. Wow. Surveillance footage caught the moment it happened, and as you can see, the entire middle portion of the building comes crashing down. Then the far side of the building collapses as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there. This is surreal. It reminds me of 9/11. I know you can't compare the two, but just seeing a whole building potentially with people in it is just devastating.
The fact that one person died is amazing, though. Seeing that destruction.
If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube, chat with other viewers, leave your comments, and be a part of our DBL Nation. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. We're continuing the conversation about Britney's day in court, the celebrities who are coming forward to support her, including her ex, Justin Timberlake, plus Harry and Meghan's royal exit recreated. We've got a first look at their new Lifetime movie.
A lot of conversation has been happening around the strength and number of hurricanes. Are they getting stronger, and are we seeing more? And is it because of climate change? Let's take a look at the science. There are two main questions when talking about climate change and hurricanes. Will hurricanes become more frequent, and will hurricanes become more intense as the climate warms? The answer, it just might surprise you. Data suggests that yes, oceans and the atmosphere continue to warm, but it also shows that wind shear will begin to increase. That's important because wind shear can rip apart hurricanes or even keep them from forming in the first place. And that suggests the frequency of weaker hurricanes could actually drop over time. However, the storms that do form could be stronger thanks to those rising water temps. That warm water is the perfect fuel to throttle these storms up. But we should say the study of storms and climate change is very complicated because of the lack of historical data. it could likely take decades before we truly know the effects of climate change on hurricanes.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with my friends Jeff, Tori, and Al. Let's get started because first of all, if you guys have not tuned in, if you guys are just now tuning in, I think it's important to note that the first half almost of the show we really did dedicate to unpacking Britney Spears, and we had an attorney, we had a mental health professional. So now we're going to get more into the celebrity, but if you want to learn more, because we all learned a lot from the attorney and from Dr. Paolcoli, I strongly advise that you go to our YouTube. I'm sure we'll be posting those clips soon. So Britney Spears' shocking revelations in court have us all talking today, but now we're going to focus on some of the celebrities and how they've shown their support for Miss Spears. Mariah Carey was one of the first celebs to tweet out a message to the singer writing, "We love you, Britney, stay strong." And Andy Cohen also had Britney's back. He defended her on his show. Watch.
Britney, after the courage you showed today, you are 100% stronger than yesterday. And Jamie, if you want to make money in the future, I suggest you better work. Say it with me, audience. Free Britney!
And speaking on Sky News, Perez Hilton also apologized for making fun of Britney back in the day. Have a look.
I know that I did not express myself as well as I could have. I didn't lead with empathy and compassion, which thankfully it seems like most people now are understanding the severity of Britney's situation. But I absolutely apologize and carry just deep shame and regret.
But everyone is talking about what Britney's ex, Justin Timberlake, had to say about her statement. He tweeted, quote, "After what we saw today, we should all be supporting Britney at this time, regardless of our past, good and bad, and no matter how long ago it was. What's happening to her is just not right. Jess and I send our love and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live." Okay, so a lot of people, Al, are saying that they did not want to hear from Justin Timberlake, considering that they believe he's been complicit in isolating Britney and, you know, talking about their sex life when he did on radio shows, blah, blah, blah. Do you think it was appropriate for Justin Timberlake to offer support?
Well, there's a saying, Sam, better late than never, but I don't know if I agree with that. I think Justin's had a chance to step up not only for Britney, but for Janet, because we talk about cancel culture now. I mean, what happened to Janet Jackson, having her garment torn from her body, and she disappears, and Justin's star rises. I mean, we haven't heard from him on any of those issues. He was very jocular in that interview, talking about their sex life. And for him to come with a couple of tweets and now everything's all good, I don't know, playa.
Wow. Fair statement about the Janet thing. I hadn't thought of it, to be honest. As soon as I said it earlier.
Who else could get away with what he has?
I hadn't thought.
He has skated, bro.
Do you think that was set up, though, or do you think that was an accident?
I saw that when it happened. Whatever it was, it very well could have been an accident. But I don't know how dancing and I've never seen it happen before or since. That's what I'll say about that in terms of dancing. Maybe we can get a choreographer to happen. But if it was an accident, wouldn't you think they'd both be like, oh, my gosh, I was doing this maneuver where I take her jacket off and that happened? Everybody would be like, cool.
Didn't speak out
but there was just nothing.
He was silent.
That was the weird thing.
Silence.
Right. What did you think about just the celebrity outreach for Britney?
It's nice, but where were you when that was all going down in 2008?
Yep.
Things like that, right? It's nice to give your condolence, or not, that's not the right word. It's nice to give your appreciation for Britney now, but how much are you really helping and how much did you contribute to that? I feel like I contributed to that,
did too.
Right? Like back in the day, that was a joke. Even now when you see her on her Instagram, you know, I have my own thoughts with my wife. I'm like, wow, it doesn't look great. You know what I mean? So I think we're all part of the problem in some form, but it doesn't necessarily mean, again, you should be canceled in some sort of way or anything.
My homepage was Perez Hilton. Like, that was the culture, and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh, and I apologize as well, even though I'm not.
But that was the time.
That was it.
And we've all grown, thank goodness, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, we all wish Britney the absolute best. So Jennifer Aniston is opening up about that famous interaction with her ex, Brad Pitt, during the Fast Times at Ridgemont High table read. Remember that last fall? Here it is again, just in case you forgot.
Hi, Aniston.
Hi, Pitt.
How you doing?
Good, honey. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
So speaking on the Howard Stern show, Jen responded to fans who thought that there was more behind the exchange. Have a listen.
Brad and I are buddies, like we're friends, and we speak, and there's no oddness or at all, except for everyone that probably watched it and was wanting there to be, or assuming there to be.
It's the dream. We all just want them to get back together.
Why?
What is behind that?
Because I think it's, to be honest, and this was probably put in my head by society and Disney movies, it's that the prince and the princess that are at the top of the Magic Mountain find each other again. They've both been hurt. They've both done bad things, but they find each other again.
What did she do wrong? He's the one.
What movie is that?
He's the one that. He's the
Your
one
kid's sitting there like, what's going on here?
Yeah, my kids didn't watch that one.
He's the one that allegedly, I mean, I don't even know if I have to say allegedly, cheated on her with Angelina Jolie.
Correct.
I mean, that'd be hard to get over in a marriage, right? Not only did your husband betray you or your partner betray you, but with this gorgeous co-star. That's like any actor's worst fear.
It's true.
So good for her for forgiving him, but I don't know if, I guess you can move on and become buddies with that person after you've been scorned.
Do you think that you would be able to do that?
Immediately, no. But are you kidding me? I would want to murder Mark.
Wow, got some evidence right there if something goes down.
Exactly.
I'm speaking figuratively,
of course,
not literally.
Hypothetically,
I would be so hurt and so angry, especially that we have kids involved. They did not have kids involved, so that's a plus for them. But then over time, I don't know if I'd ever be able to forgive that person. But I would like to hope I would.
And you would probably in 10, 12 years be able to say hello.
Yeah,
which is really
but they're
what
not.
that
But
was.
she's saying they're buddies. That's a hard.
I don't know if I could go grab a drink with someone that literally betrayed me.
Nice way
I think they went through something so unique that no one else could really relate to that, and the scrutiny of the media and things like that. That's something that they shared together. That'll never go away. The hurtness, the broken heart, time heals all wounds.
True.
But I think now they have something that, like, man, we were a part of history, literally, and now them being friends, they still get media hype. And I don't think Ben and Jen help out either, because they got back together. So I think now the bars are paranoid.
Reunited.
It could still happen.
So good.
But I don't think Ben and Jen had a cheating scandal attached. That's the difference.
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Clearly she won because she pointed at you.
I know, it's like a point.
Win. I just think there's a difference when someone's cheated on. It's a lot easier to get back together with someone that did not scorn you.
Publicly, really. Really.
You already won. You didn't need to follow up.
I wasn't trying to win.
Well, you pointed at him.
Yeah, I was like,
that was a win point.
You did say the word hurtness, which isn't a word, and I didn't say anything.
I love you.
Hurtness?
Yeah.
When did I
you
say
did.
that?
Like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
She said she was going to murder her husband.
Yeah, let's start where we want to start.
I was speaking figuratively.
It's still going to show up in court.
We are very open on this show.
I will testify, Mark.
Oh, boy. You would take his side, not my side?
We'd be dead.
Stop it right now. Don't put that out there.
Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby.
I love my husband. My husband's amazing.
Can't wait till he
Poor
watches.
Mark.
It's like a Hallmark
Sorry,
card.
I see you telling us to keep it. I just got to clear it up.
We're kidding.
Rapper Trick Daddy is coming under fire over comments he made about Beyonce. Say it isn't so. Trick Daddy was speaking on the social media site Clubhouse about Beyonce's vocal abilities and had less than flattering things to say. Listen.
Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write music, and Betty could sing her. So Beyonce can't sing.
Huh. That prompted Beyonce's Beehive to trash his restaurant online, many giving it a 1-star review. Some wrote, quote, the service was so bad and the food was so subpar they can't even sing. And, quote, the food was appalling. The lemonade, on the other hand, was divine. Okay, that's all code, obviously. Trick Daddy has responded to the Beehive backlash, saying he was just giving his opinion and that he grew up with roaches and is more afraid of roaches than bees.
And Sam, I did some investigating, so I know what he meant by that. Oh.
Did you?
Well, yes. What he meant by he's more afraid of roaches than bees is people went on their Yelp review and said that there's roaches in the food.
Wow.
And this was a soul food restaurant that I'm assuming is black-owned with a lot of black patrons. And they dropped their food rating down to a 2.6. I'm assuming is out of 5. This place has barely been open 2 weeks. And, you know, when we start talking about wanting to trash somebody's business, I know it's easy to jump, oh, I'm part of the Bay Hive, or I'm part of Joe Rogan's crew, or anybody that's got a large file, Howard Stern, whatever. You can really just destroy somebody's livelihood, and they move on. I've had it happen to comic friends of mine that have gone on podcasts, said something, trying to be controversial or funny, missed with the joke, and all of a sudden, 500 people go and give their album a 1-star rating.
Horrible.
So it drops in on Amazon and you can't find it.
That should be illegal.
And it's like,
and I know I'm saying something.
That's somebody's business.
No, that should be illegal. And I know that I'll probably get flack for that. But as a business owner myself, if people went after our business, I think of my husband, because that's really his blood, sweat, and tears of 15 years. And then you're just going to take that away overnight because you're mad because he said something about.
Not even overnight, Sam, in 30 minutes.
That is so wrong.
Yeah, and that's cancel culture, right? Not necessarily in this aspect.
It is.
But people come for your job and they don't see the repercussions of now this restaurant's gone. Now your job is gone. Now you can't feed your family.
Family's gone. The employees.
Because you made an opinion about your favorite artist. That's ridiculous.
I know it's also wrong, but that's also free speech. That's also allowing people, the consumers.
Not when you take down someone's business.
I hear you, because it's a swarm, and that's bullying, and that's a tactic. But I do have to say that people who can fight back with that in terms of numbers, that's also a freedom of speech issue.
Wow, it's a nuanced conversation for sure. Okay, so Harry and Meghan are the subject of another Lifetime TV. Oh, Tori. Harry and Meghan escaping the palace will be about their decision to leave the royal family. Take a look.
I see you literally being hounded to death, and I'm helpless to stop it.
I am the person who is strong and gets things right. I can't lose you.
I can't lose you. Harry and Meghan escaping the palace.
Whoa, they look just like them. The movie will also recreate the bombshell interview that the couple did with Oprah back in March. Why did you not like this, Tori?
I just let it rest. I just let them go. Just let it be.
Tori, the interview got 1 billion views.
So now we're just going to recreate it word for word with people that somewhat look like
watching it.
I don't understand the need to go over and over this. You saw the interview, you can watch the interview. It got 1 billion views. We got to recreate it now. There's no more news stories.
It's people's freedom of speech.
Well played.
I can't wait. I love me a good Lifetime movie, and I don't want to say anything that's going to I don't want to jump on a train that's going to further marginalize them, because I do feel bad for them as a couple. Like, they can't just live their life. However,
they bought a $19 million house, Sam.
It doesn't matter. Money doesn't buy you happiness, Al.
Buys you 27 bathrooms.
It doesn't matter.
You can cry in all of those.
But maybe this will give us. But maybe this will give us more insight into them, and maybe people will have more empathy to them as a couple.
Are they attached to this in any sort of way?
No.
And you don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It's unauthorized, meaning, they're not attached. And you always say they can play that and edit it any way they want.
Right, so they could make a story how they see it, and not necessarily in Hagen and Mary, or whatever their name is.
Did you say Hagen and Mary?
I think you kind of made like a Bennifer thing there.
I guess I said what did I say earlier?
Hurtness.
I don't know how he said that.
Yeah.
That could be the name of your book.
What, I said something else?
No, earlier when we told you said hurtness, you go, huh.
Why would I say that? Why would I say that?
You said, because all of the hurtness. And I was like, don't say anything, Tori.
No, you should have.
Okay, coming up on DBL.
She did, actually.
Yeah, you're right, she did.
An inspiring story all about dedication. How one woman's commitment to helping kids in need made a world of a difference. That is coming up in today's Heart Threads.
Closed captioning provided by
Our experts pointed out it's really simple to look at the numbers and say, well, people just don't want to work. But that is not only oversimplifying a complex issue. In many cases, our experts say it's wrong.
According to the Federal Reserve, 9.6 million Americans are out of work, and at the same time, employers have 9.3 million openings. It's led some to say people are unemployed because they just don't want to work. Is that true?
There are very large amounts of job openings, and there are a very large number of people who are unemployed. And the pace of filling those jobs is somehow feels slower than it might be.
To figure it out, we went to the experts. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Heidi Shearholtz, an economist from the Economic Policy Institute, and Ben Giddist, an economist from the Bipartisan Policy Center. This month, Fed Chief Jerome Powell pointed out the mismatch of unemployed workers and openings has several factors behind it. Number one, the largest group of unemployed workers are back to work.
People just getting temporarily laid off. Their businesses said, when we can come back online, we'll bring you right back. And that is what many businesses did.
Another factor, fear of the pandemic.
2.8 million people say they are not working because they remain afraid of COVID-19, of getting it and spreading it.
Each of our experts explained what's left over are unemployed workers looking at new jobs. And it's not as simple as just taking the first job available.
So it takes time for people to develop new skills, to search and find a new job that's appropriate for them.
And one factor all of our experts pointed to is people who had to leave the workforce because of childcare issues. Daycares are still largely shut, so even if people want to work, they don't have anyone to look after their kids.
Now, another factor people point to is those extra pandemic unemployment benefits. But don't forget, they're either going away or already gone. A dozen states have already ended those, and 14 more will do that by the end of July. But like our experts say, all of these factors play into the larger employment issues. It's never as simple as people don't want to work. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL and today's Heart Threads. We meet a woman who drove more than 100 miles every week to bring home-cooked meals to kids in need. Take a look.
This woman spends her yearly earnings every summer to feed kids in need. Willa Johnson used to work for a state program that fed hungry school children, but the program didn't come to a small city where many lived in poverty. She decided to create her own catering business, the Soul Kitchen, and uses the money she earns for her program, Feeding Kids Right. Every week, Willa wakes up at 1 a.m. and travels 100 miles in her van to serve nearly 300 full-course meals a day, 5 days a week.
God put people on earth for certain reasons, and I think this is my calling.
With a team of helpers, she drives around the city to distribute meals. She makes no money from this, but gets paid handsomely with hugs.
When you have it in your heart, and it's your passion, it's not going to bother you at all.
Many of the city's residents say that Willa is a gift from above.
We sent one of his angels to us. I thank God for sending you.
Every summer, the community sees Willa as their guardian angel. But she says that she thanks God for allowing her to be a part of their lives.
That's just like giving me $1 million.
So special. We'll be right back with Deal Blast.
Treatment is called Adelhelm. Alzheimer's News today says it is the first treatment approved for Alzheimer's in nearly 18 years, and the first to not only treat the symptoms, but also slow the disease's progression. But it's not cheap. Treatment would cost $56 grand per year per patient. And because it would work for most of the millions of Americans on Medicare, it could have huge financial implications for that program. In fact, this drug alone could up the Medicare budget by half. We are talking billions of dollars. On the high end, the cost for just this drug would be greater than the entire 2022 budget requested by NASA.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that everyone needs this summer when you're working out or out and about on the go. It's the JVC sweat-resistant wireless sports clip headphones. So these Bluetooth headphones offer cord-free convenience, and the ear clip design means that these headphones won't fall out while you're out and about running. It also has a function microphone for hands-free calling and a remote with volume control. And the best part is that you can enjoy up to 4 hours of music on one single charge. And normally they're as much as $40. But we've got them for only $10, saving up to 75%.
Thank you. Guess what? I've started power walking. I will be purchasing.
I think that's a great idea, Tori.
Thank you so much, Steph.
And these will be comfortable and they're not going to fall out while you're like moving around. So
Rocking
that's great.
out. Oh, it's gonna. I'm not gonna look weird at all. No, not at all.
No, I don't think so. Okay, next up, I've got the perfect set of items to help you look your best this summer. It's the Brookstone 2-piece cleansing set with ultrasonic brush and pore cleanser. So this set gives your skin the deep clean it deserves. The pore cleanser features a powerful suction that helps remove dead skin cells and blackheads. That's going to brighten up your complexion whilst it tightens the skin. And the ultrasonic brush is up to 30 times more hygienic than manual cleansing and removes leftover makeup gently. And it's waterproof. So normally it's as much as $80.
Okay.
But we've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
I just like suctioning out those blackheads. You know, that's my sorry if it sounds gross, it's super satisfying.
No, and everyone gets blackheads, right? And no matter how much you clean your face, there's still oil buildup within your skin. So this is a really easy way of removing it at home and not going to have to pay for that treatment at a spa.
I'm loving this.
Now, Tori, something that can be really irritating is muscle pain. Well, this IQ massager Mini Tense an EMS unit with belt and slippers will help you feel better and get you back in the game. It's intended to be used for temporary relief with sore and aching muscles in the shoulder, waist, back and neck, and it comes with 6 different massage modes, and the slippers are great for kicking back and relaxing. And the best part is that it's got a compact design when you're out and about traveling or on the go. So normally this set is as much as $200.
Yeah, it's high tech.
That's so expensive, but there's a lot going on.
It's a lot
here.
and it's high tech, I get it.
We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 86%.
I call that savings shocking.
I love that. Oh my, I didn't even know you could get these. It's so fancy.
The slipper thing, I'm in immediately after my power walk. I'm going into slippers.
Absolutely. So I think this is a fantastic device.
Brilliant.
I want one. After you're wearing high heels all day? Oh yeah. Lastly, I have something that is needed in every bedroom for a comfortable night's rest. It's the Certa white goose feather and down blanket. Getting the best night's sleep ever, it involves snuggling with a natural down blanket, and it's made with 100% cotton, and it's certified by the American Down and Feather Council. It comes in 3 sizes, twin, queen, or king, and normally it's as much as $140 to $205.
They're always pricey.
Yeah, it depends on the size,
Right.
and obviously it's an expensive item to invest in for your home, right?
Yeah, lots of feathers.
Guess what?
What do we have it?
We've got it between $39 to $59.
You guys,
saving up to 70%.
This is a round of applause is what this is. That's brilliant, and it's great for summer. Just switch out your beddings, your linens. It makes everything fresh. Great price. Thank you, Stephanie. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone in your slippers. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it's time to verify. Today we are filling up the truth tank pertaining to your gas tank and pumping out the fiction to drive home the facts. Okay, puns aside, this is a good question that came up last month as the Colonial Pipeline hack prompted gas supply shortages. If my car takes regular gas, but the gas station is out of regular, is it true I can use premium instead without damaging my car? Our sources to answer this are Cynthia Roy, owner and certified auto technician of Roy's Automotive, and Patrick DeHaan, fuel analyst at Gas Buddy. I also refer to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. It explains the gas grades have different octane ratings, which measure the pressure at which fuel will combust. Regular is the lowest octane, usually 87. Mid-grade or plus is a middle range, 89 to 90. And premium, of course, is the highest, 91 to 94. Experts agree, yes, you can give your car an upgrade on gas, but not a downgrade.
The thing is, you can fill up your vehicle with a higher octane than needed. Just don't fill it up with a lower octane or diesel. That could, both of those situations could run into some pretty major headaches.
Roy agreed. Putting diesel into a gasoline car will ruin the engine, but using premium is fine in the short run. She wrote, quote, "You may hear some spark knocking a ting, ting, ting sound, but it won't hurt anything if it is just one tank of gas to get by," end quote. But just because you can put premium in a regular tank doesn't mean it should be a regular occurrence, and the premium gas won't help your regular car run any differently.
You're just flushing money down the toilet. You may get a very slight increase in fuel economy. There are additional additives blended into those higher octane fuels. But essentially, if your car has been programmed from the factory to run on regular, it is not able to take advantage of what higher octane ratings can offer.
In conclusion, we verified, yes, you can put premium or mid-grade gas in a car that takes regular if your regular station is out of regular gas, but not vice versa. And no matter the circumstance, never put diesel in a gasoline car. That's why the nozzle on the diesel pump won't even fit your car's gas tank.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Before we get to the comments, our producers, they didn't have time to show the footage, but they did go back to see if you said hurtness or not. Drum roll, please. Did Jeff say hurtness or not? You did.
Hey, I was letting
wins.
Okay, I was letting it go. You brought it back up, and I'm like, wait, you know what? Maybe I didn't say it.
I don't think they ever dropped it. They've been talking about it for 40 minutes.
You said to go back
because
and
you gave me the confidence to ask a producer, and I lost.
That's called stirring the pot. We do this new every day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tori,
Bye,
everyone
guys.
sees you. You're wearing that dress.
Okay, enough.